Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crisis Watch. This is episode 4 of an awesome show catered around the new MOBA game, Infinite Crisis, featuring your favorite superheroes. I'm Axeltoss, joined by Optimus Tom. How's it going, man?
I don't know, not doing too bad. I heard you were away on vacation, so you wound up missing last week.
Is my nose still like completely dead?
I think the makeup actually just kind of makes it a little bit better.
I actually don't wear makeup. This is just how I look. I'm a beautiful person.
You definitely are.
No, it was a great vacation. I went hiking, I went camping. I got away from video games for a bit, but that made me want to come back and just play more video games.
I was gonna say, it sounds really, really terrible.
Yeah, it was a lot of nature and bugs and fire.
You know where you should have went on vacation?
Where?
You should have went to Coast City.
That's a great point. What's Coast City?
Well, see, Coast City is the 2-lane map that they've introduced through the Founders Pack in Infinite Crisis. If you guys actually want to participate in buying a Founders Pack, you'll get early access to the Coast City map. You'll be able to play with all of your friends as well as anybody else who's in the Infinite Crisis beta who has that Founders Pack. And you get to brag a little bit, too, because you get to play around with that Doomsday device. And, well, it's a lot of fun.
That thing's a lot of fun. And, guys, if you missed previous episodes, we've had a couple episodes revolving around Coast City. And we also had a couple I think one episode revolving around Gotham City, which is the map that's more of the Dominion type.
Yeah, it's got the capture points, the 5 different capture points with a 6 point in the middle, which is going to unlock and drop the meteors across the map. So there's 2 different style maps. You know, there's, of course, whispers of other different kinds of maps. You guys are definitely going to keep your eyes and ears peeled. Of course, once we hear about them on Crisis Watch, that's where we're probably going to wind up figuring out from, because this is your #1 source of Infinite Crisis information.
#1 source. Of course, last week we talked a lot about The Dark Knight, a.k.a. Batman Prime. That was a lot of fun. Check that out on YouTube. This week, we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman, and I know she's one of your favorite characters.
Well, Wonder Woman actually is a very awesome character in this game. Maybe not my favorite because she's not quite Poison Ivy, but
Ooh,
I mean, she.
Wow.
Well, yeah, hold on.
So if you met Wonder Woman and you had to stare her in the face and said, you know what, I like Poison Ivy better, you're telling me you would do that?
I would
Let's say Poison Ivy's like 10 feet behind you, ready to protect you.
Poison Ivy was 10 feet behind me, ready to protect me.
And you're right there. However, Wonder Woman is like a foot from you.
I think I'd do it.
You would?
I think I would.
Wow. Okay.
Well, Wonder Woman, she's an enforcer, so she's a very tanky kind of character. Of course, her Child of Olympus passive is going to wind up proccing when she hits very low. It's going to stimulate her HP regeneration, make it go a little bit more rapidly, and make her survive in some of these trade situations, which she's actually going to be the one to initiate. Lasso Grad's going to close the gap, deal a little bit of damage, get a 1-second stun down of whoever it winds up landing on. Of course, it is a skill shot, so it takes a little bit of skill to wind up landing on the proper target, but it's a gap closer and something very important. Protection is kind of the opposite of that, where it's going to be more of a defensive way to do this. You're going to wind up blinking to an allied target that you wind up putting, targeting. You're going to wind up putting a shield on yourself as well as them. So you can kind of use it to close distances for catching up to an ally and then want to lasso toss somewhere else. Or you can use it to protect somebody in the heat of battle.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is one of those characters that can be super mobile if necessary. A lot of abilities, able to dip and dodge everywhere, able to close the distance really fast. And, of course, we have Amazonian Prowess. That's the one that puts a shield, in a sense.
Well, it's the one that when it activates, Wonder Woman gets kind of like this glow around her.
Yes,
and she's going to be dealing not only just splash damage, but she's also going to be able to, well, if she hits something, she gets extra attack damage. It's going to splash everything nearby. And then, of course, her blocking bracers is this giant area of effect taunt where everybody's going to be attacking her. She's not going to take damage. She's going to return some of that back onto her targets, but it's really great. So when you're playing Wonder Woman, you have this combo you kind of want to do. You want to lasso somebody, activate your Amazonian Prowess, activate blocking bracers in the middle of everybody, try to taunt as many of the enemy team as possible, and then after everybody's all grouped up together and everybody from your team has used their abilities to kind of burst them down, if anybody's left or if you need to save one of your allies in the thick of battle, use that protection, close more gaps, and make sure you're the one to clean up, help clean up the fight.
Of course, there's a brief overview of Wonder Woman going to be the focus of this entire episode, so definitely stay tuned to learn more about this awesome character. And Nick Ranish, a.k.a. Axslav, had the chance to sit down with the creative director, Cardell Care, and I know you know him pretty well.
Yeah, he's actually a really funny guy. Cardell, he was at the E3 event, and I got a chance to interview him, and he's extremely talkative, but he's also extremely informative. You can see he's pretty much in charge of everything that's visually executed in Infinite Crisis. So if you like exploding cars, if you like some of the effects like the pain plane that Green Lantern's going to be dropping down, he's the guy you're going to want to be thinking for that one. But as you can see right here, Green Lantern, obviously one of his favorites because of all the visual effects on there, but he's definitely got that kind of trickster mentality, so no wonder that he likes the Joker.
Loves dishing out the damage, of course. As I said, Axel had the chance to sit down with Cardell, and they went over one of his games where he played as Wonder Woman. We're going to check that out and see what kind of tips we can get.
Hey guys, this is Nick Axelav Ranish here at Crisis Watch, and I'm here with the creative director of Infinite Crisis, Cardell Kerr. How you doing, Cardell?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. I did actually play a game as Wonder Woman on the Coast City map, and so we're going to take a look at the character Wonder Woman and the Coast City map and make a little bit of fun of my gameplay, perhaps. We'll see how I did. But anyways, why don't we just get straight into the video? We'll start that video in 3, 2, 1, play. So we go. Of course, this is the lobby screen of Infinite Crisis. The Coast City's a relatively new map in beta. I think it's been out for just about 2 weeks so far. And it's a 2-lane map. And can you tell us a few more details about this map and things to look out for as the gameplay goes on?
Yeah, so being a 2-lane map, it has a lot of the intricacies you normally get from a laning type map, where there's a distinct laning phase. So one of the things that's very important for people to really understand, especially when they come from a map like Gotham Heights, where it's not quite as structured in terms of its lane layout. Another thing that's really important in terms of this is you want a lot of jungle control. The more and more of the urban jungle you can actually keep in line and under really your surveillance, the more power you're going to have in terms of exerting lane pressure and it's also just exerting map pressure. I mean, and basically this map is really, really all about map pressure.
Okay, one thing, I've played this map a decent amount so far, but the one thing I've definitely had, I think, I've had trouble with a lot of aspects, but what I have the most trouble with is actually trying to figure out when to jungle or when not to jungle, and this game I actually did a probably fairly poor job of it. But before we get into that, we should talk about the stolen powers for Wonder Woman while we're still on this menu here. Which are, do you think, the strongest stolen powers to get with Wonder Woman?
Well, Wonder Woman's a very versatile character, so I think that with that in mind, there really isn't a lot that doesn't work for her. I mean, if you want to jungle and you don't want to trigger your passive, I definitely highly recommend Consume. I think it's a very, very powerful ability. I think it's one of those ones that just, again, as your sustain, allows you to bait. It's just really good. Healing Wave, I wouldn't necessarily ever recommend for her just because she normally isn't played support right now. She has the ability to be very, very powerful in terms of almost dealing bruiser-style damage, even though she is an enforcer herself. Meteor Drop could be useful. You can combo that with your ultimate and do that much more damage off burst after you lock them down in place. Really, yeah, you have a lot of options in terms of what you can run with Wonder Woman. I think Super Strength is also very good because I feel her ability to disrupt with her Meteor, being able to toss a Meteor at someone effectively guarantees you land the lasso grab. So very, very, very powerful with that.
10 seconds.
Okay, so I'm going for, looks like, Invulnerability and Super Strength. How useful is Invulnerability on a hero that already has so much, basically, hit points and durability like Wonder Woman?
Well, I guess the thing is, Invulnerability is kind of like another way of baiting with her. She's really, really sturdy. I mean, typically when you build her, you're going to build her with a little bit of damage, or if you actually want to go more as a lot of Mortis did, he built almost all damage with her because he was relying solely on her mobility. But overall, she's very, very sturdy. So having Invulnerability with her isn't necessarily the best way of leveraging that slot, in my opinion. I actually feel surveillance cameras might be a little better choice, just because it gives you more ability to kind of see what's going on. It also gives you the ability to land a lasso grab from somewhere that no one else can ever see.
That makes a lot of sense. One of my problems with surveillance cameras when I've tried them is I never really know the best places to put them. So as soon as we get into actual map, do you want to talk about maybe like the 3 or 4 best spots to put a surveillance camera in? I mean, I get a lot of it depends, I guess, on what people are up to on the map, but just the overall most common spots you want to have those cameras.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I mean, we'll certainly go over that. You were absolutely correct. The simple fact is it really depends on what role you're playing in a given place. Like, if you're in the top lane of Coast City, your areas where you're going to want to where you're going to put your surveillance cameras are going to be very, very different than the areas you're going to put surveillance cameras if you're running around the bottom, and clearly very different than if you're actually running around the urban jungle. If you said you were going to jungle this month?
No, I said one of the things I always struggle with is I never know exactly when I should be jungling, or if you should do it on your own, or if it's faster. Of course, you actually lose a lot of experience, but if there's ever a way where 2-person jungle works out. This map, I actually do very little jungling, and I think the times I did it probably wasn't at the right times. But let's just say if you were going to jungle, where would you put those surveillance cameras? And then like if you were at the top or the bottom, where would you might want to place them?
Well, it really comes down to a little bit of second guessing your opponent. I mean, I feel that if you anticipate a strong counter jungle, if you look at their makeup and you see that there's probably going to be 2 of them, putting them at any of the throughways is probably your best option. So like there's a path right below the central Doomsday device that the enemy jungler can cross over. I'd port our surveillance camera that. I put a surveillance camera right at the opening of the actual Doomsday device itself, because that gives you just a little bit of vision about whether or not they're going to try an early Doomsday device if you keep that surveillance camera up, or it also lets you know if they're going to cross over in that upper region to try a behind the turret lane gank.
Okay. That's always good to know. Next time I'll probably go for those surveillance cameras and use those. So you saw there, actually, I ended up kind of, I guess, double jungling along with the Batman there. Is that ever an efficient idea, or how? Like I didn't think it was, so I ended up just joining the lane and fighting with these guys. But is that ever good, and if so, when?
Yes, I actually think that double jungle is the most optimal way to play Coast City, as long as you manage to stick with a couple basic guidelines. One of them is you need to consistently challenge the enemy jungler's main creature camp. So there's one major creature camp, we refer to as the tough guys, who are located right over by the taco on the left side of the map.
Okay.
If they manage to take that creature spawn from you, that's a bad place to be as a jungler, because literally that will get you a whole other level. So what needs to happen is those two junglers really need to be converging at very specific times. So they're going to need to maintain good routes that allow them to be constantly clearing camps, and then at very, very specific times they need to come back up. They need to challenge the opposition's power relay while securing their own, because often if the 2 junglers are actually on the opponent's relay as it unlocks, the enemy jungler doesn't have many options unless the opposing team is very, very quick to react, which isn't something you see a lot of yet, because that level of organization it doesn't happen too often as of yet in our beta.
Yeah, I mean, it's all mostly just people playing with other people without, pre-planned ideas, or without, being on Skype at the same time. But the idea is you split up at first when you're jungling, and then you converge. You don't stay together from the start.
Right, and actually, I mean, you can stay together to split your own tough guy or big guy creature camp, but from there you will split up, and you will basically make sure you can maximize your experience while having a little bit of coverage bottom lane and a little bit of coverage top lane. And obviously that gives the actual laners a lot of luxury in terms of their ability to maximize their experience.
Yeah, so you'd have like maybe 2 top, 1 bottom, and then 2 jungles, kind of a good breakup.
Yes, definitely. I mean, right now the top lane is by far the most important lane to maintain a lot of pressure on. So I would definitely recommend that as a breakdown first.
Okay, so going forward here, you can kind of see we're not really doing the crazy jungling idea. We just have the 3 people across the top. And when we're in a situation where it's like obviously there's only 2 of them and 3 of us, but we're not quite strong enough to take down that tower or really do damage, what should be our goal here? Should we even have 3, or what's the general plan of the 3-on-2?
Well, I think that the reason why you have a 3-on-2 initially is because you want to put a ton of lane pressure on them. And right now, you guys are kind of free farming a little bit by your turrets, which isn't really the best option, because basically they're splitting the experience, whereas you are splitting into the thirds. I mean, I think that your best bet is to either let the lane push out a little bit and then try to exert a lot of pressure on flanking. I mean, you have great approach. Obviously, between your lasso grab and Doomsday's charge, you have a lot of options in terms of that, but you're never going to exercise them while they're as pushed to the turret as they are. So I mean, right here I see you're moving over and you're actually dealing. This is the tough guy camp that you're clearing right now.
Okay.
And that's good because that's exactly what you want to do, in my opinion.
It seemed like the 3 was a little bit wasteful, unless we could have gotten, like you said, lured him into a trap and gotten the flank and maybe pick one of them off or something.
Right, and that's exactly why. Exactly, and I think that if you're playing Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman has a great amount of AoE clear, just based off of her E ability, which means that you can grind through creature camps very quickly and get back in the lane if you need to, and you can also come from unorthodox places based off of landing your lasso grab. And so you notice you just leveled there. It's because he's worth a lot of experience.
Okay, and it happens to be also real close to the power relay we just came up, so
Yes.
a convenient timing there. So actually, for people who haven't really played much Wonder Woman, haven't even played much Infinite Crisis yet, why don't we talk about her abilities? Because I know we've been talking about the lasso grab, and you just mentioned her E ability. Why don't you go over a brief breakdown of I guess, the 5, like the passive, the 3 normal skills, and then the ultimate?
Sure. So one of the things that is important to note about Infinite Crisis and the champion's abilities is that you actually can level your passive ability. This is important for certain types of characters. I actually feel that in Wonder Woman's case, it is something that you will probably want to level later on, but you don't need to do it early. So we'll start off with her lasso grab. That is the ability we're seeing as she tosses out her lasso and basically pulls herself to any target she hits. She can hit. This can be minion, or this can be drone blocked. It can also be. A smart player can move such that you don't end up landing it on the enemy marksman, shall we say, instead landing it on maybe their enemy enforcer. Then we have our protection ability. At that point, Wonder Woman can zoom to protect a nearby ally. She can also zoom to protect one of her allied drones as well. That's one of those abilities that just gives her so many different ways of being able to move around the battlefield, and allows you, so for some fairly unorthodox approaches. So for instance, if you miss your lasso grab, you could in fact use your protection to zoom over kind of near them, or vice versa. If you don't see a good angle for your lasso grab, you can actually protection over to someone else and then use that angle, because you know where you're going to go. They don't necessarily know that yet. From there, you have her E ability, which, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of right now, but that basically charges her weapons and turns her into basically an AoE damage dealer. So this is one of those abilities that basically just allows you to maximize your damage as best you can. I would highly recommend whenever you use it, you try to make sure you are standing in the middle of as many enemies as you can be. That way you can deal as much damage to people as quickly as possible.
So one quick question about the E ability. This is something that I've actually been wondering about it. So, does area effect go straight in a circle around her or around her target that she's currently attacking?
It's around her. She deals damage in the area around her. Okay,
so you could be attacking target in front of you, but you're actually hitting as much space behind you as in front?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And this is exactly why, in terms of microing your options, you want to be standing in the direct middle of everyone in the opposing team. Then you have her ultimate ability, which allows you to basically AoE taunt everyone around you and lock them into place. During that point in time, you are reflecting damage, and at the end you deal a burst of damage. So this is one of those great setup abilities. I mean, it's also just very, very good to buy your marksman time to maybe escape, or your blaster time to escape. But it's another great combo ability for our own wombo combos. Like, for instance, you normally see an enemy Wonder Woman and an enemy Joker land their abilities one after the other. Because if you actually place yourself appropriately for the Joker to throw his ultimate ability on top of you, you just do a lot of damage, and you actually do a lot of almost a stun lock to an extent. And it's very, very hard to recover for something like that. And lastly, her passive ability, the Child of Olympus, that allows her to, once she drops below a certain threshold of health, she begins to regen health at an accelerated rate, because Wonder Woman is the child of Zeus, so she has a new lease on life, even when it looks like you may have her dead to rights.
I've seen that kick in a few times. One thing about the passive, earlier you mentioned that you often like to level up a little bit later. And when I look at the numbers of it, It seems that leveling it up, percent-wise, you don't actually gain that much more life. It's like with level 0, it's like 20% of your max life is recovered. It's 23, 26, 29. I think I may be off by a couple numbers. But it's basically like a lot of abilities that might get twice as good each time you level up. This one is a much smaller increase, but then the cooldown gets lower as well.
Yes.
So how many times? Okay, I mean it's only kicks in when you're low in life. So how often? I guess I haven't gotten a good feel yet for how important it is to have that on a low cooldown, or will I even be hurt that badly frequently enough where the cooldown is that big of a factor?
I feel like this is one of those cases that really depends on how comfortable you are with your mobility abilities. So a good example would be if you're running around in the urban jungle and you are defeating creature camp after creature camp, and you feel comfortable with that, you actually want that cooldown, that lower cooldown, because it gives you the ability to basically clear more creatures and therefore gain more experience without dying as you do so. On the other hand, if you aren't as comfortable with your ability to be as versatile as you can, I don't think you want to level up as quick as possible. Ooh, that was a bad play from Joker on your time. Anyway, yeah, so it's good. Right now I see you guys going for the Doomsday device. That is exactly what you should be doing. I think the trick right now will be trying to make sure you are, yes, now that you've secured it, I think the enemy team is in a really bad place. Because they are stuck in the pit with you.
Yeah,
that was excellent.
In fact, there it goes, and pretty much they came from looking stronger than us there because, of course, they kind of backstabbed us a bit. So all of a sudden, all of them were basically dead.
As one of my favorite shows, when you aim at the king, you best not miss. Like, that is generally how that works.
Definitely worked out there. So why don't you actually talk about Doomsday device a bit, because you could see it was shooting at us, and then once we kind of defeated it, we were able to pick it up.
Yes.
And then it's basically a giant bomb.
Yes.
So where are a couple of the best ways to use that giant bomb?
So a few things I just want to point out real quickly. For the most part, our game is based around a kill collide model, where, as you notice, when you're destroying drones, they're dropping credits behind, and by colliding with those credits, you're picking them up. That same model is what we use for the Doomsday device. We wanted to make an explicit use only because we didn't want people to accidentally get it, because that would be annoying for them. So instead we made it something that was an explicit use. When you grab the actual Doomsday device itself, you're marked so everyone can see that you have the Doomsday device. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to fire it off, which we wanted to create tension because we wanted there to be a world where if you were at low health, you had to make a hard decision about whether you were going to run towards the enemy base or recall and then run the risk of not being able to use the device in the best way possible. But when you aim the device and fire it, you saw that large ring appear, and it slowly filled up. And once the inner ring hits the outer ring, that's when it fires. It does a large amount of burst damage right up front, and it also debuffs everyone in the area such that they will take amplified damage from any attacks afterwards for about 8 seconds. So this is why it's really the best times to use the Doomsday device, in my opinion, are to force team fights. Because you get it, and it's an uncontested way, you should then go push a lane as hard as you can. Because the enemy team can try to engage you under their turret, but at any point in time, you can position the actual Doomsday device in a location that does damage to their turret, potentially blows it up, as well as killing their entire team.
Okay, so it's kind of like once you have it, you're basically almost guaranteed to win any team fight you force, so you can be really aggressive wherever you want to be.
Any equal team fight, yeah. So just last night, a good example is I was actually playing with one of the streamers, and as a Joker, we came up when they'd already acquired the Doomsday device, and it turns out their enemy marksman Cyborg had gotten it. So Batman and I were hanging out in the stealth pad right by that side, and we came up from behind them and burnt down Cyborg as quickly as we possibly could. And then as soon as that happened, you drop, like, whoever has it, if they're defeated, they drop the actual Doomsday device on the ground. So if you actually are organized and you have the appropriate targeting, you can take the Doomsday device from the other team. It's not necessarily a get out of jail free card. You really have to make sure that your positioning is really, really top notch. And sometimes you don't see that quite as often as you'd hope.
So one day perhaps we'll see a Joker laughing maniacally as he carries a Doomsday device into the opponent's base and then unfortunately Batman takes it from him and throws it off into space or something.
Yes, that is a guarantee. I bet it's happened. I bet it's already happened in our beta. It's just a question of we need to get that on video.
Capture those moments. That's actually I would say as much as I love a lot of the gameplay aspects of Infinite Crisis, I think my favorite aspect is how it introduces the characters that you remember from reading comic books, you know, from when you were little. So it's like every time your character does something good or bad, it's you can kind of put it into the world of comic books as well as the actual game world of Infinite Crisis itself, kind of.
Yeah, and we try to make sure that whenever we make one of these characters, we always try to make sure their gameplay really makes you feel like those iconic characters do. Like I feel like the Joker is probably a shining example of that. Like when you're doing well with the Joker, I can't help but laugh because it's just really funny. Like the stuff.
Just the way he walks, right?
It's a little bit the way he walks, but it's also just about the chaos you cause because a person can have you dead to rights and you could vanish away from them and then you drop the baby on them, such as he just did right there, and the next thing you know, like that fight has turned almost entirely, and you're in a great position, and you just kind of you clean up at that point. Clearly, that didn't quite happen here, but to be fair, your Joker did pick up the kill on their enemy marksman.
So it is a 1-for-1, right? Which is never a terrible thing. I mean,
Yep.
it could have gone better, could have gone worse.
Yep.
If I used my ultimate a little bit better, maybe if I had it up.
Yeah, but you were out of will, so what can you do?
Yeah. If I had a little bit more will, we actually probably would have gotten all 3 in that situation.
Yeah.
So this is a point where the game's kind of going a little more forward. I think, is the top one unlocked? No, the top one, basically all the relay points are about to be unlocked. The Doomsday device has already been used. It'll come up again in a bit. And also we're strong enough now, I think, that you could potentially kill a tower pretty easily if you had the right number of people and they weren't quite ready.
Yep.
So when you decide, okay, you know, it's time to stop just farming all the drones and actually to do like a big play on one lane, and then if you go for that big play, should you put your whole team on the lane or should you leave like one person to keep trying to farm and protect the other lane a little bit?
Again, I think that generally depends upon your team makeup and how well you're doing. So one of my rules of thumb is that if you can capture all 3 power relays, you should do so, even if that means losing the Doomsday device at that point. And the reason I say that is because that ability, and by the way, that was a very, very good protection you landed on the Joker there. That ability it's really, really important just to maintain a lot of lane pressure. Because after you capture all 3, not only are you getting super drones in every lane, but their drones are taking basic damage. They have no enhancements at all, which means that even if they manage to push an objective one time with the Doomsday device, you still have the overall benefit because you're capable of you're pushing both lanes at the same time. If you have 2, I think that really it comes down to you want to try to push your bottom lane as hard as you can because your top lane will push by itself. And this is because obviously if you have 2 relays, at that point you're in a great place because with that second relay, your top lane is spawning super drones.
Okay.
That was another very good protection, by the way.
That's a pretty easy skill to use. You just kind of click them. That's actually I like the skills like that. Or I liked actually the champions like Wonder Woman. Looks like we did lose that tower. Where they really mix the skills. Like the lasso, I find, unless they're stunned, it's pretty hard to hit someone who's moving around with the lasso. But then like the protection is one where it's easy to actually click the skill, but there's often a bunch of different ways to do it. You could do it to retreat, you could do it to jump into the battle, you could do it on multiple different characters. So it's more of like a thinking skill almost.
Yep.
And then there's the like the E or the passive, which is kind of just like, oh, I'm in the middle of this stuff. I want to, it's kind of, it's like the easiest one to use, right? You kind of just hit it, and as long as you're near the guys, it'll do work. Then you have like the skill shot, and you have the, I guess, the thinking shot, you can kind of call it. And it's I think pretty much almost all the champions all have that kind of similarity. Like with the Joker, is the rockets the skill shot, the presence almost more the thinking shot because it's more of on a longer timer and positional ability. And then of course Actually, I guess the baby is more of a skill shot as well. But they always kind of mix those two skills, which is cool because you can play every champion, and you can either be the guy who's got the fastest hands in the West, or you can be the person who really likes to kind of tactically plot out the engagement.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I would say that's a very good way of breaking them out.
So it looks like we're in a situation here. Oh, well, not quite. We may. Yeah, we're gonna. I think we're gonna get this.
You're gonna get it either way.
Yeah.
You notice right there, Doomsday charge her out of your ult.
That was not the greatest teamwork there.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
You picked it up, and that's what matters.
Got the kill.
Yeah.
Well, Doomsday and Wonder Woman probably wouldn't naturally work together too well. You get a lot of eccentric combinations of champions in this game. That's the one thing that's kind of interesting.
True that. But see, right now you guys are riding that wave of super drones right there, which is great. There really isn't much he can do to kind of push that, and then from there you have that option. Oh, look, the enemy Wonder Woman's there. She used her blocking bracers on you guys.
And that was she's trying to do okay, but it was a 1-on-3. So in that situation, was it worth it for her to buy time for the rest of her team, or should she have maybe waited and fought by the tower if she could have found a way to get there?
I think that actually had our team communicated well, I think they could have gotten to you guys. Because
Yeah.
I think that the benefit that she had going for her is that your Gaslight Batman used his swing ability to cross over her to the other side, expecting the rest of her team to come and join her. But they didn't actually, which meant that you just burned her down. And right there, they just walk right into the Dark Knight, which is never where you want to be.
No, he's got. We actually last week we did an episode on him, and at first I had no idea how to use his ultimate. Then once I figured out how it works, it makes him very scary if you can ambush people, use all his abilities, use the ultimate. Then you're even more insanely strong in that zone. So it's definitely a good combination.
Yeah, it is definitely no joke. He's one of those characters who very quickly can go from someone who you think you can beat to someone who is beating you rather handily.
So right here, Joker and I are trying to push the bottom. The fight we were originally pushing a top lane, and either we got lured away or we were chasing people or we were being chased away, but we ended up kind of in the bottom lane. Would it have been better to switch back to the top, or is it best to just kind of push whatever lane you happen to be at if you have the strong creeps, or is it always best to go for earlier you talked about the top lane? Is it best to focus more on that?
I think at this point, having just the global pressure is really good because you already you've triple capped them. I mean, you have all 3 power relays. At this point, you picking up free turrets only gives you a credit advantage. There's really no reason not to do so, given the fact that doing so forces them to come deal with you. I mean, obviously, it's be even better if you had Ben Spacetime, because then from there you could be pushing that lane, and then you would maybe transfer right up to one of your allied drones or surveillance devices. Someone have placed one up there. But even without it, you guys are doing very, very good job of just maintaining mobility and just all-around map pressure.
So you mentioned the Ben Spacetime, which is a stolen power in this game. I don't have it this game. I have the invulnerability and the super strength. But one thing I remember in the Dominion type gameplay where you're fighting over control points, it seemed to me that was the one to always get was the Ben Spacetime. But I haven't, mostly just because I'm not always sure where I should be, so I can't really use it too well. I haven't gotten it as much on Coast City. So, like you mentioned, a really good use of it. How valuable is it on Coast City? Should you still consistently go for it, or is it situational, or certain champions we really want to be able to jump between lanes very easily?
I think it really does depend. Again, it depends on what your team comp is going for. Like, I feel that on Gotham Heights, the Spacetime was inherently more powerful because you could use it to bring yourself straight to one of the 5 areas of interest on the map. And that was always going to be something that was driving all of your decisions. Whereas in Coast City, there are a lot of different areas of interest on the map, but realistically, you can't just transfer to any one of them based off your will. So I think that when it really comes down to it, if you're going to take Ben Spacetime, you need to either have an ally who has surveillance devices, or you have to be willing to take surveillance devices yourself so that you can basically set little miniature hardpoints that you can use to both give you vision of the enemy team and that you can use to really ambush them. Like, it's actually one of my favorite abilities to take on the Joker.
Okay, yeah, I kind of seen how that would work. So it's really great to do like a team setup. Like I could see some craziness with the Joker, maybe like Batman Prime, and like Wonder Woman or something. With Wonder Woman the surveillance cameras, Batman Prime with the traps, and then the Joker with the bend space time. You could all of a sudden come out of nowhere and kind of really do some pain.
Yes, I mean, and it's great because he's one of those. He's a very powerful counter initiator, and I think actually the same could be said for Wonder Woman. I mean, if an enemy team starts pushing into your team, and you teleport in on one of your drones, which happens to be near them, and they are really aggressively near your team, you can effectively get a free blocking bracers off to kind of lock them all in place, or you can get a reposition with your lasso grab. It's just the opportunities are very they're kind of endless as long as you have a good ability and a good map awareness, so that you know when to take the most advantage of it.
So right there, I'm gonna die, and that was or I think I'm gonna die. So that was a situation where I probably should have anticipated that happening, right? Because I mean, I was alone there. I knew I was right by their base. There was none of my teammates close to me, and I did kind of see them going around the top. But I was like, I'm just gonna kill some drones there. So the map awareness is obviously like. Especially as the game gets later and later, and dying becomes a much almost bigger deal as far as the respawn time. That's something to work on. If you're like a player who wants to kind of get better at knowing where to be, what's the first step to trying to work on that skill set, I guess?
I would say the first piece of advice I would give you is get in the habit of every 10 seconds or so, look at your minimap, and just note how many of the enemy you can see. You don't even have to look at who they are. Just look at how many you can see, and then picture in your mind the number of people you can't see coming and attacking you. Are you wildly out of position or not? So and once you have that kind of down, you can start to try to make very specific notes. So for instance, someone like Nightmare Batman, if you can't see him on the minimap, you should be concerned if you're by yourself, because he will. I feel like he is one of the most dominant 1v1 characters in our game, and as a champion, he's just very tough. But actually, see what you guys just did right there to Cyborg. Another great example. I mean, he was pushing his lane, and you both just came up with him and really just drove him to the ground. I mean, I think that overall, if you're just trying to get better at map awareness, being very consistent about checking the minimap and just trying to see where people are, like how many people you can note, that is important. Another piece of advice I give folks like this is that your best option is also to just take some surveillance devices and just get used to putting them in places. Like, think about turrets as more or less versions of, they're effectively versions of surveillance devices that go away. And as the map gets later and later, and as both teams destroy those turrets, there's less and less stuff you can see. So worst comes to worst, just get used to putting your surveillance devices even in the middle of a lane, because at least then you have some visibility of where people are going, potentially what they're pushing when, or if they're running to catch up the lane or not.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Would you ever suggest setting maybe a timer that goes off every 15 seconds, and then just every time it goes off, ask yourself the question, where are all the enemies at?
Yeah, that's actually another really good way of trying to make sure that you're being consistent about checking the minimap over and over again.
I mean,
by the way, that was very good what you just did there too, by the way, because your entire team is basically pushing their top,
and I dragged them out.
Yeah, well, all four of them are chasing you. I mean, the only way that could have possibly been better is if you led them up into the urban jungle itself, because if this game was closer, they might have been able to win a base race and basically have been following you to your base. But this game is not as close, so I think you guys are doing a great job of basically splitting their forces.
Okay, so that actually, I mean, in one case it was oh no, I'm dying. But in another case it was well, you're dying. There's four of them doing it, so that's
yes.
it's fun to distract a bit.
Yep, and that is definitely a truth for Wonder Woman. She's an enforcer, and I would say she's one of the strongest, the toughest characters in Infinite Crisis currently. So by virtue of that, it takes 4 of them to kind of grind you down. And even out of those 4, I think you got 2 ultimates out of it too. So you did a very good job of making sure they were dealing with you while your team was making it worth it.
Yeah, and I think I couldn't tell if we quite got their last tower that was right by their main base there or not. But either way, it's pretty much tough for them because, like you said earlier in the game, controlling the jungle is very important. And I guess early on, it's mostly just so you can actually, get level up and actually go around jungle. But at this point, it's probably more about if you control the jungle, it means you control all the power relays, right?
Yes, yeah, most definitely. I mean, at this point, you guys have so much control. That was probably a bad Joker ultimate, but that's okay though. You guys made it pay. I think that overall, right now, you just will win team fights, and by virtue of that, I think you could have even just pushed the top lane if you wanted to, because I don't think they could actually beat you in a team fight composition.
So right here in this skirmish, I'm kind of torn between joining my allies and trying to push them back, but then also cutting back to the left and going for a tower. As Wonder Woman, should I always be focused more on enemy champions or on the enemy structures? Like right now, I'm just going for the main base, and I kind of changed my mind. What's their priority as Wonder Woman? I mean, this is situation the game's over anyway, but let's say in general, Wonder Woman, where should your priorities be in those type of situations?
It depends on your artifact layout, but given the fact that there was more green on your artifact layout than red, you should be more focused on bullying that team, basically setting up a front line. Because if anyone engages you, you can lock them down in place for a little bit. I mean, by landing a lasso grab, and also just by protecting your allies, you can form a nice, thick front line, while your marksman and the other people in your team grind down the enemy turret and eventually the power core.
Okay, cool. So more of at least the way I built Wonder Woman, you can see there I only had one attack item, though I think one of those, no, actually, yeah, it was just one attack item, all pretty much alive to get myself as beefy as possible. And not too many kills, but a lot of assists there, I guess, hopefully helping out Joker a decent amount. But anyways, thank you so much for participating in Crisis Watch. Do you have any last thoughts on either Wonder Woman, the map, or Infinite Crisis in general?
I would say that one of the things which I noticed you were doing a lot of when you were actually laning, you weren't actually using your protection in the best of ways, because there were a couple times where they were poking at you, and I think you could have just done a micro adjust, like zoom to one of your drones that would have allowed you to get out of the way of some shots. It's one of those things that I feel like you should get used to practicing, those little miniature motions, because as you do that, it makes it harder for people to actually line up skill shots on you, and also makes it therefore easier for you to land lasso grabs on them.
Yeah, I think I tend to forget you can use that on the drones, and I always think of it as a way to come to a teammate's rescue, but definitely a lot more uses for that than at least I'm giving you credit for. So it's a tip out there for my Wonder Woman and anyone else out there. Don't be afraid to just use it to keep yourself alive and the little just kind of fighting over, I guess, drone kills on the lanes is kind of a way to describe it. Anyways, thank you so much for being on the show and giving us your time. But that's it for Crisis Watch for now. We'll be right back with more content after a short break.
All right, we're back. Once again, huge thanks to Nick Ranish, a.k.a. Axslav, and Cardell Care, creative director, for giving us all those tips on Wonder Woman. And now we're going to have to see if we can put those tips to the test. Tom, do you have what it takes to play some Wonder Woman?
I think I definitely got what it takes. Now, Wonder Woman's one of those characters that I personally didn't play a lot, but when I play with a group of friends, she's definitely in those team compositions. And actually, at the E3 event, I got a chance to catch up with Complexity as Lot of Mortar. So if you guys didn't see the E3 event or the actual Turbine versus Complexity event, Lot of Mortis has participated in that one. He played a lot of Wonder Woman at E3. I think he played a lot more Batman at the actual Turbine event. But digressing from that, when he was playing Wonder Woman, he discovered something. Since Wonder Woman has such an innate tanky kit, there's two different ways you can build her. You can build her as that focal tank for your team and be the initiator, be the one that wants it going in. Doesn't deal a lot of damage, but takes a ton of it, almost like a Doomsday character. Or you can build similarly to how we built Batman, the Dark Knight, and build him as that off tank where you're going to be wanting to doing a little bit more damage, but buying attack damage items. So I think when we wind up using her, we're going to be able to utilize both of them. So Which one do you feel more comfortable with, Axeltoss? Do you feel like you're going to be a damage dealer, or do you feel like you're going to be just a solid rock?
I feel like it's going to be dependent on what my team picks. In this situation, you're pretty much the only tank here, because we see here we have a Gaslight Batman, we have a Cyborg, we have a Green Lantern, we have a Flash. These are all like damage dealer type characters, characters that aren't necessarily meant for taking a lot of damage. So I feel like in this specific situation, you're going to be the guy that is going to want to absorb the bulk of the damage while your teammates get that damage output done on the enemy team. So that being said, I feel like in this situation for you right now, the best situation might be building super tanky.
I think I definitely agree with that one. I have to be a tank. I have 2 marksmen, but Gaslight Batman, we've already won over him. He can kind of build hybridy, so if he does, it's going to be a nice mix of damage on top of the marksman on Cyborg, where he's just going to build straight attack. Blaster Master over here, Green Lantern, he's going to be nuking people down in full combos.
Oh, yes.
And the Assassin, the Flash, is going to be able to be basically janitor and wind up running cleanup duty. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm still going to wind up picking Wonder Woman Super Strength, which is really good, especially if you're going to be building her down that kind of off-tank pattern, because it scales off of attack damage, and you have an increased range when you're Wonder Woman by throwing cars or throwing those meteorites to stun people. I'm still going to wind up using Super Speed, because if I don't land my lasso initiation all the time, I want to be able to catch up to the enemy team and land those blocking bracers. So I'll build her a little bit tanky this time around, so I can kind of be the big front line for my team, and we'll see if they're going to be able to wind up carrying us through this one. As you see right there, Princess Diana going to wind up smashing down onto the battlefield. And now I'm going to wind up building a pretty much straight tank. Now, there's 2 items I really want to focus on. One of them is a Kryptonian War Armor, because I'm going to be getting extra movement speed. A lot of health regeneration will synergize extremely well with my passive. 70 power armor against any of their blaster type champions or anybody that's going to be building a power kind of style. Plus, I get 20% bonus healing from the armor, from my passive, from everything else.
Not bad.
That's going to be one of my focuses. The other one is going to be this Suit of Sorrows. As I upgrade this, it gives me extra attack armor, so I'm going to be blocking the attack damage from the enemy team, and I will be getting mirror defense, which will be reflecting more and more of my enemy's attacks back at them as I upgrade it. So I'm actually going to wind up starting out with the Suit of Sorrows here. Straight up Suit of Sorrows, because in the beginning stages of the game, it is purely attack damage based. There's a lot of trading going on through auto attacks, so I'm going to want to defend against those as much as possible.
Oh snap, Optimus Tom says Kraken in the chat. You got a fan.
Oh, hey there.
Is
Hey,
he on
buddy.
your team?
He is on my team.
Oh, you did a little heart. Now,
That's
is that a heart you truly mean, or is that just one of those where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to put a heart down to make this guy feel good.
That is a heart I truly mean, because I love
Optimus.
every single one of my fans.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're Wonder Woman, you go to the top, not really focusing on the jungle that much right now. Picking up a car.
Yeah, this is going to be something I kind of want to try. I haven't been able to utilize this one effectively yet.
You're going to try to hit them? Or?
Because of Wonder Woman's super strength, you have an extended range. So I want them to try to push forward a little bit. We actually have 3 up here, which means they have no jungler. It's going to be a little bit interesting. So when they get close to the tower, I'm going to try to land this car.
And then lasso.
And getting an extra hit in there.
Oh, no
Didn't want to go with the lasso because we didn't have the drones.
Optimus Tom is scared. He's scared to lasso. That's okay.
I was a little bit afraid there to lasso.
If you lasso him in range of the tower, I think the guy's dead.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a little risky at this point.
It's a very small stun at this point. But that is something I could utilize.
You only live once, Mr. Optimus Tom. Actually, you respawn in Infinite Crisis.
I do respawn in
Infinite
Crisis. So my kind of duty here is I don't necessarily have to deal the damage. I have 2 marksmen in my lane. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to run up here and like dance in front of them and be like, you shouldn't be able to go towards my marksman. I'm going to be the one you have to deal with. Now, the only problem is in this lane, we have a blaster, we have another enforcer, and we actually have that the Dark Knight, so we have kind of like that off-tanky character. My Suit of Sorrows won't be blocking all too much because there's actually a lot of power damage coming out from this tri-lane combination. So my first starting item might not be the most optimal, but I am going to still be able to be a little bit of a tank and take out some of these drones if I so need to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take protection at level 2, just in case I need to wind up shielding to one of my far away marksman counterparts. Or if I need to protect them if they're getting comboed down by someone like the Green Lantern.
Something Cardell mentioned in the interview that Nick had with him is the ability to use that W on your drones. So are you going to be looking to utilize that at all? Oh, there we go.
There you go. I'm just going to showcase that. Ooh, Shazam is extremely low, but I wasn't able to hit him.
Miss.
I hit the Dark Knight instead, so I got to be a little bit careful about that because I am kind of low.
Gaslight Batman, be careful. There's a nice little zip forward with the W.
All right, so now Also, Wonder Woman's Super Strength's on an extremely short cooldown, only 90 seconds. So now I have this Meteorite, where if I'm able to land the skill shot, it's going to end up stunning somebody. So if I can get a stun down on somebody, and then
the
combo with the lasso,
and the kill.
and we're going to be able to come out very, very
Wait,
nicely
how did you
in
get that
trade.
meteor? I missed that.
So I have Wonder Woman's Super Strength, and all throughout the map are these interactive terrain. We saw the car early on, and these meteorites are also going to be on the ground. So if I'm able to pick those up, the meteorites are a skill shot stun, whereas the car, well, you saw that earlier, it's a giant kind of AoE explosion that dishes out a massive amount of damage. So less damage from the meteorite, but more utility, and since I have that double marksman lane, I'm able to utilize that one. Now, if this Dark Knight sets up a little bit closer, I'm trying to use these stealth fields as effectively as possible. If he steps up, and actually, I don't know if he could see me from that turret range, these do wind up giving you detection too. So you have to be kind of careful nearby them. I don't think they can see me in the stealth field, though, but I still have to be a little bit careful.
They might have a feeling you're there. They're playing a little bit further back. I think the Green Lantern is going to be a nice guy to try to target in the situation. Can you get him? Actually, helping out your buddy.
No, see, I used the protection there, not only to clear myself out of there, and there's a nice healing wave being used there by our cyborg. Props to you, Nap. But I wanted to protect him from that burst coming out from Green Lantern as well. If I could land a lasso here,
that's good.
Let's see if we can maybe
I don't
get a
think your
little
team
bit of
was ready for that.
I don't think they're ready, but look at the harassment we can put down. They focused on me since I'm the tanky character, and my two marksmen, even though they weren't necessarily on the same page right away, and Cyborg maybe not on the same page right there.
Oh no,
but
Cyborg.
even though they weren't on the same page right there, I took a brunt of the damage, and I took the anvil coming down from Green Lantern. So my marksman had no worries about really trading damage back and forth there.
So you're approaching 1,000 credits. Are you considering going back home and buying stuff, or is it?
I definitely am considering it, but also considering how low we keep getting them in these trades, I'm kind of just going to be content to sit here. And I don't know if that car is stealth. If it is, that's a little goofy.
Yeah. Maybe only if you're standing there. So if you're lifting something above. That's interesting, though. I want to test that.
This is the floating car in the stealth field, and I don't know if anybody can see it.
That's a hover car. This is the future.
The future is here. All right, now I'm going to wind up doing this. Going to get the lasso, but he walked away from it. And Shazam's a very tanky character, so in the early levels, my super strength isn't going to deal nearly as much damage to him. But it will scale very effectively into the late game, especially if you're building that just attack damage style Wonder Woman we also briefly talked about in the intro.
All right, looks like they're going to be pushing forward a little bit. It's 3 versus 2 right now. Your Cyborg is kind of doing his own thing in the middle of the map. It looks like maybe jungling a little bit.
Yeah, he's capturing the relay point, so we're going to get a couple extra drones coming in from that relay point. We get the little Wally guys that come in, but could be very effective. So, if I get a lasso here, he was just barely out of turret range. If I hit him with maybe half a second earlier, he would have taken a turret shot, and we might have been able to pick up a kill.
Nice, a good effort there. I like the idea. Unfortunately, it looked like he was just about a foot too far back. But overall, I mean, I think y'all are doing good. It's 2 versus 3, and y'all are holding pretty darn strong.
All right, so what I'm going to be doing is, as I'm leveling skills up, I'm going to go for protection very heavily, because, well, that's what I am. I'm going to wind up being the shield for my my marksman, especially in this laning phase. So by leveling up protection, I might not deal as much damage if you were to actually wind up maxing the Amazonian prowess, which I did previously, and that's a lot of damage. But I am still going to be able to activate to get a little bit of an attack damage steroid, but still not going to be the most damage in the world. That's really going to wind up coming from my Gaslight Batman here.
I think where's your Cyborg? I don't know what I feel like he should be back up here helping y'all out a bit.
I don't necessarily mind that Cyborg's farming in the urban waste in that jungle area.
Okay.
Because as long as he winds up getting himself to a point where he has enough credits to wind up buying the items he needs to into the late game. And if you guys missed the Cyborg episode, you can go back where Axeltoss and I discussed that character in depth and how he needs some items to really be more effective as a late game carry. So if he stays safe, that's the most important thing. So if he's going to be jungling, which is kind of interesting for a marksman to do, but if he's going to be in the jungle and not be targeted by these 3 characters that are in lane, they can't necessarily kill me as easily as they could kill Cyborg.
That Green Lantern is very greedy indeed.
Yeah, he's actually baiting me there, but I was able to get out with the protection.
Nice. Tom's such
a
ninja. The Gaslight Batman is like, you know what? I'm going to try to take them all. The Cyborg is here. That's great. Looking for that meteor shot.
I hit the drone.
Yeah, a little bit of a misclick there. That's okay.
Gonna get the protection down. Oh, let's see if I can last. Oh, he went in with his martial arts right there.
You have super speed still up, it looks like.
Yeah. Enemy defeated. All right, well, this is a trap right here, and this is actually, I think this is a Batman trap too, so it's going to be a little bit more powerful than a standard one. So if we step on that, it's going to be a little bit dangerous now. All right, I'm low on will, and I'm low on health, so I'm actually going to go back.
I think that was a good, that was a good, how many minutes have passed? That was a good however many minutes
That was like 7.5 minutes
That was a good 7.5 minutes, Optimus Tom. I look forward to seeing if you can keep it up.
All right, so now I'm going to get that Kryptonian War Armor. So I have the Power Armor, and health regeneration on top of attack armor. I'm actually going to wind up leveling up the Kryptonian War Armor first, and can't quite get the level 3 where I get the extra healing receive, which is really what I'm going to be going for. However, I am going to be able to go to all artifacts, pick myself up some health packs, and I'm going to wind up walking back in the lane here.
What do you think about getting some will packs?
Will packs, I could pick those up, but I didn't really run low on will for 7.5 minutes.
Right.
So I'm not necessarily worried about the point where I need to spam my abilities right now. I think it's also because of the competence of the players in my lane. The other protectors I'm playing with seem to kind of have an idea of when to poke, when to harass, and back off. So even though I use my protection to shield them, I'm not using it constantly. They're not always in peril.
Right.
They kind of know where they should be and where they shouldn't be.
So it's not a situation where you're having to bail people out all the time.
Yeah.
A situation where you would have to have a lot of will so you can use your abilities a bunch.
All right, now what I want to do here is I want to see if the enemy protectors are potentially not as smart as my counterparts here on my team, and if I'm going to be able to actually, I could use this meteorite against him. If I was going to be able to put them into my turret range with my blocking bracers, and then be able to kind of kill them with my turret. And let's see if I can just get a cheeky little stun.
That was good.
And
There's
blocking
the lasso.
bracers.
They should both be dead, I think.
Well, one
Oh,
is
your
down.
Gaslight Batman. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, he actually wound up killing the Green Lantern in that case.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate Super Speed. I'm going to get a little bit greedy here. We're going to wind up going through. I will pick up a
you
kill
got
on
it.
Batman here.
Oh, Shazam.
Cyborg's
oh,
taking the tower. I want to try to go shield him, but it's not
Can
going
you
to work.
kill Shazam?
Gaslight Batman,
It's
I'm going to
close.
protect you. Okay, so we absorbed that tower shot.
You'll need to get out of there.
All right.
That was a good trade. There's 2 for 2.
I'm going to see if we can go in on Shazam here. I'm actually going to wind up... Oh, I hit the drone instead. And he's going after my Gaslight Batman.
What item? Do we know what items that Shazam has?
No, I do not quite yet.
I don't know. Is that something useful to look at this point?
It would be, but...
I mean, that was just kind of an empty suggestion, so...
All right, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. Yeah, Green Lantern's coming back, so we kind of
Yeah.
overstayed our welcome here.
Gotta bail.
Pain Plane
Oh,
goes
the
down,
ultimate.
he misses. Now, this opened up at about 3 minutes into the game, so I can kind of cut through here, and we'll see if this Green Lantern overextends. No, he actually kind of saw me coming up there.
Yeah.
One of them may have that sentry camera, so...
He has felt the wrath of Wonder Woman in the past in this game, so he's being a little bit more cautious at this stage. But that last trade, I think, was phenomenal for you guys.
I feel like at some point in his life, Green Lantern walked up to Wonder Woman and said he liked Poison Ivy better.
They're taking, yeah, you know what? That's a fantastic one. They're taking your thing, oh,
Yeah, they wound up taking my capture point,
your capture
but
point, your
we
power,
weren't really able
your
to
power relay.
yeah, we weren't really able to do anything about that.
Wow, they have 2 guys over there.
Well, looks like
Strange.
our Gaslight Batman was able to take out the Joker from the enemy team, and now he's in a duel with the enemy Gaslight Batman, which unfortunately couldn't win.
Yep.
Now, I'm at a little bit of a predicament here. They still have 2 members up here, and this turret is already taken about, I'm going to say about a quarter HP worth their damage. Now there's 3 up here,
Jeez.
which means that, well, my Flash and Green Lantern are getting free farm because they begin testing our power relays, but this turret is getting pushed a lot. So I'm going to try to use my super strength and bait time
they
for
got 4
my
people there,
blocking
man.
bracer to come up. I need 2 seconds. If
Buy
I can
time.
get this,
Buy time.
if I can get this, there we go. I blocked all of them. And now they're taking turret shots.
Are you gonna
Their
die is the
Batman is
question.
not going to die, but I forced them off for now. We'll see if my
Buy
Cyborg
time.
can maybe run some cleanup duty.
Buying that time, not able to stay alive.
Ooh, that Bat Scream was looking for their Dark Knight Batman, but it wasn't going to wind up hitting.
Ooh, there's a nice little kill. Oh, I think they got a kill too.
Yeah, so Cyborg picks up 1, but our Cyborg winds up dying at the same time to the same guy. So let's see here. I am going to wind up picking up my Kryptonian War Armor level 3, and I'm actually just a couple credits away from my Kryptonian War Armor level 4, so
You know, wait a little bit.
Oh, I'm going to stretch for a
Optimus
second.
Tom is that guy. Everyone on the map is like, Optimus Tom, where are you?
It's all right, because I picked up 30 extra movement speed when I upgraded to level 4, so it's like, if you want to do mathematics, it's like if I spent 3 seconds or 3 1/3 seconds waiting for that, it makes up for it entirely.
I like it. Very well done. Okay, so it looks like bottom is being pushed fairly well. It looks like y'all did
We
take
actually
out
took out that turret, yeah.
Yeah, you took out their turret. And I feel like y'all are ahead in kill death right now. I don't know. It's just an inkling I have. Overall, yeah.
Oh, their
look at their
Gaslight
Gaslight
Batman has
Batman.
8 kills.
kills.
Oh, Shazam!
He's a beefy dude. There's a nice little
That
heal.
Gaslight Batman is so low, the
he
battering
at the-
almost took him out.
So their Gaslight Batman's at the bottom, if I'm reading this correctly.
I believe so. I don't know how
Joker.
he's actually gotten so many kills.
Yeah,
considering
like
how
they
fa-
lost their turret
Oh,
down
our
there.
Flash was a
Oh,
little
Flash.
gutsy, it looks like. Now, that's the problem with assassin-type characters like the Flash. Now, at level 6, Flash's ult makes him invulnerable.
Yep.
So you can use that one to kind of juke and bait out certain circumstances. However, at the same time, it doesn't make you invulnerable when you're not using it. So Flash has kind of had this gung-ho sense where they think they can initiate when, honestly, that's going to be a job of someone more like Wonder Woman. So I need to actually... I could rotate towards the bottom because I think my 2 marksmen are fine up here now.
Good try.
So I'm going to throw that meteor.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk to the bottom because they're actually pushing all the way up to our 3rd turret.
And you want to remind that Gaslight Batman that he can't just get a bunch of kills.
I want to remind him that this is Crisis Watch.
Yeah, like Optimus Tom is in this game, and you're not going to get a ridiculous kill-death ratio with Optimus Tom in the game.
All right, I have my blocking braces available.
If you had a meteor right now, I think that'd be pretty sick.
I think it would be as well. I'm going to wind up going in. I activate my blocking bracers. He's taking turret shots.
Oh my god, he's pretty strong, isn't he?
Yeah, they dropped their ultimates. I started pinging, and there are more pings coming in, but my Flash, unfortunately...
Flash! He's stretching his legs, man.
He kind of didn't want to go in right there.
Warming up a little bit, going back and forth. I think he's lost interest
I think he's
in
stuck
the
on
bottom lane.
He's stuck on a trap almost.
Oh my gosh, yes, there's a bear trap that his foot is in.
So that was a little unfortunate now.
Gosh, y'all lost that turret too.
Yeah.
Okay.
If my Flash had actually responded right there, and actually, I don't know, maybe he wound up actually having a little bit of a lag issue right there, but...
It's a bait.
I'm going to see, can I protect him? All right, I'm going to protect him, and effective bait.
Oh, it worked. Dude, that was so sick. Well played.
That is our Green Lantern right there, too.
Okay, can you push Flash back towards a little bit more of a safer position?
No, I think Flash is there to stay.
Oh.
All right, now, there's only one real option we have. We need to try to shove out as much as possible, so I'm going to keep activating my Amazonian Prowess, which is going to be the 2nd skill I'm leveling up after my protection. It gives me a little bit of versatility, a little bit of extra damage dealing, but only in small bursts. It's going to give me that AoE so I can actually kind of wave clear when I'm not actually being the initiator for my team.
Right.
And this is also going to mean that while I'm pushing with Green Lantern, we have so much wave clear that if you thought he was pushing with Flash, just wait till you see 2 quick auto attacks and a couple auto attacks coming out from the Green Lantern, and this entire wave is gone. So
I feel like there's a Gaslight Batman lurking somewhere very close.
there he is.
Oh.
This turret is so low. I really just want to blow it up, but this Gaslight Batman is a fed Gaslight Batman. Let us not forget about that.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Definitely does, Axeltoss.
It's my favorite Lord of the Rings quote there. Favorite one. I always just think about that when I'm feeling down in life. And I feel like others should too.
If you find yourself in times of trouble?
Yes.
All right, so this Gaslight Batman is
He's
coming
wanting
up
to
from over
flank.
here.
Okay.
So it's Green Lantern thinks that
Meteor. Can you hit the meteor?
Let's see if I can hit the meteor.
Oh, he gets
hit
it in
the
the
meteor,
lasso!
hit the lasso, and let's get the blocking
Sick.
braces for sit.
Get out of here, Gaslight Batman. Optimus Tom is in the house. In the Coast City. Is in the city
I'm definitely in the city.
of Coast. Sick. That was a nice little play there, Mr. Tom.
I enjoyed that.
You
That
impressed
was
me more
that was
every day.
definitely a nice bait. He kind of just didn't realize I was there and thought he was 1v1 with the Green Lantern, which he would have won. But
Yeah.
Green Lantern also landed a really good constrict.
Oh, greedy,
right, now we got the
greedy,
lantern.
greedy, greedy, the greed!
I really
Get
want this
him!
kill.
Now you're
What a
being greedy, but
super
that's okay.
speed. That's okay,
You
because I
can
can
take
just do
the
this
tower.
and go back to my
And
Green
kill
Lantern.
kill that turret. Isn't it really low?
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Didn't you just tell me it was really low? Oh, there.
One attack.
Get that
two
last hit.
attacks,
Oh,
three
he's the
attacks.
greed! And the greed kills the Tom.
We got it though.
We saw the bat screen actually almost take out Green Lantern there. That's pretty funny. No! Getting it
no.
out!
Oh, he
Oh!
walked straight past him, and he was able to go back to base.
Wow.
That is a
This is why you
right
eat
there.
your Lucky Charms in the morning, children, watching this.
All right, so now I'm upgrading my Suit of Sorrows because their Gaslight Batman is their fed character, correct? So I want extra attack armor against him. I want the attack to reflect. Now I'm going to wind up upgrading my Suit of Sorrows level 4. After that, I'm looking for straight HP. I don't necessarily need my Fragment of Mogo because I don't need power armor. If I don't really want to go for Ra Al Ghul's Robe because it's giving me more of both statistics, I really just want to go for something that's giving me extra health.
Yeah.
Now, I could go for the Ruby of Life, give me a little bit of extra health, some resilience to the slow stuns, blinds, knockups, all the different crowd control effects. It's also going to be giving me extra regeneration when I pick up credits on the ground. So if I can pick up credits in combination with my passive, in combination with my Kryptonian War Armor, and the extra healing benefit, if I'm fighting in a group of drones, I will be able to sustain myself just by activating my E, my Amazonian Prowess,
Right.
and killing everything around me and letting the credits fall on me.
I like it.
So I'm probably going to wind up going for this one.
Just let the money rain down.
It's also a little bit of a lower cost item. It doesn't add the most health, but it'll give me sustainability because of the core item build I wound up picking up earlier.
Okay, I like this comp at the bottom. Got to protect that Green Lantern. And, oh, trying to be fancy, but there's a Gaslight Batman.
There
1v1. Who takes it? He's running. He's scared. There's the
I'm
lasso.
gonna pop my my bracers. Oh, my team is not showing up despite the pings.
I thought Green
The
Lantern
enemy
was
Green
coming to help,
Lantern.
and I think you're dead, Mr. Tom.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of life steal.
Use something.
He's got a little bit of life steal on him. Looks like, yeah, he has a Soul Taker
Where's
Katana
your
level
team?
4.
This is where you type in the chat, say, team,
No team.
where'd you go?
That's okay. He's
It's
got a
okay.
Soul Taker Katana, though, so his lifesteal, because of how much damage he has, is actually outscaling the 30% attack reflect I have on my Pseudosaurus, or 20% attack reflect. I'm sorry, I don't have it level 4 yet. If I had it level 4, might have been a bit of a closer duel between the two of us.
In any case, you don't want to 1v1 anyway. Like, as Wonder
No.
Woman, you always want to have that damage dealer right by you. It just makes everything so much easier. Unfortunately, your teammates weren't on the same page.
There's two factors because of that. One, their Gaslight Batman is pretty beefy right now. Two, as a tank, the tank build we've been going for on Wonder Woman this time, I don't deal damage, I just take it. So, let's see if I can,
that
with
if
the
you
last
know,
hit.
I'm kind of happy that didn't hit because I feel
Yeah.
like you might have looped yourself into a very quick death.
I think so as well. I'm gonna activate my Amazonian prowess.
If you
Just
can draw them into that turret, I think that'd be pretty sick.
well,
Oh,
the
now your
flash is
teammate's
going
here.
in. All right. So he's got the damage. So
There
let's see
you
if I
can
can maybe
lasso
just
it.
tank it up for him.
Oh, where's the lasso?
So my lasso's still on cooldown, but now it's available.
You can
I'm
lasso.
actually gonna continue chasing down after the Dark Knight. Actually, oh, Green Lantern intercepted it right there. That's a really good cause by him. Let's see if I can maybe pick up this meteor.
Oh no, you're.
Chuck it back.
Oh, I think you're dead.
Yeah.
They're all down there.
Unfortunately,
They were
they have
literally all
more
down
members than us. Our Cyborg is up in this top lane, just farming a little bit.
Yeah.
However, if Cyborg is farming,
I think this is doable for you guys.
I think it's
if you guys
definitely
come
doable.
together and you get a good team fight, I think it's possible. Because y'all
Yeah.
have every power relay. Isn't that
definitely.
cool?
Cyborg's been doing a really good job. Even though he hasn't been participating in these fights, he's capturing power relays all across the map, meaning that we're going to have drone pressure pushing towards their base, which is kind of keeping them out from our power core right now. Let's not forget, this bottom lane is actually even because they have no towers in the way anymore besides their base one, and we have no towers in the way besides our base one. The only big difference is this top lane area because they still have an extra turret in the lane, their second one, but we haven't been able to really push back against it. The drones from the power relay, that's going to be a little bit of a buffer for us to kind of push back. The only problem is, well, our Flash needs to stop having internet issues.
Yes.
We also kind of need somebody up there to support Cyborg, but if we do that, we need to make sure that, like, I might be the optimal person to go up there, or the Flash might be, but unfortunately Flash is gone. So we need somebody to deal with that Gaslight Batman, and considering we have a blaster and we have 2 marksmen, we need that combination of power damage and regular damage, so he can't really out-sustain both types of damage coming at him.
All right, pushing this bottom lane. Oh, they're flanking you, man. You see that on the mini-map?
I think they're actually just going for our top lane, or maybe our base. I think they want to maybe just distract us a little bit, but I'm gonna
What's the
ping.
plan?
I'm gonna fall for it just in case. They might be going straight
I feel
for the
like y'all
turret.
can take a team fight if it's done properly, and if they get over greedy. I mean, they feel like they're ahead probably, which means they might overextend. They might have that yellow mentality, except your Flash is not doing I don't know what.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna wind up doing here is upgrade my Pseudosaurus all the way,
Good.
and I cannot yet get my first Ruby of Life.
No.
So. All right, our top turret's under attack. We have 4 of our members here. Our Cyborg, I think he's dead. No, Cyborg's alive. Don't know where he is, but
He's the ninja.
all right, our Flash came back, so our Flash is coming. I'm actually not going to level up my Lasso again. I'm going to wind up leveling up my Child of Olympus passive. So now when I combine that with all the other regeneration I'm going to have, when I drop below a certain amount of HP and that activates, I'm hoping that I can regenerate so much HP that it's like I start healing myself.
Okay, we might.
That's kind of my tanky alma mater.
Oh gosh, Doomsday device is up. The enemy team's at the bottom. Y'all could take that right now, I feel.
I think so. Is this our Doomsday device? I think this is our Doomsday device. Is it? No, it's actually we can go for it right
Yeah.
now. That's what we're
See,
gonna
they're
do.
all at the bottom. I don't know. I guess they're spacing out a little bit, and now you'll have it.
Now we can utilize this Doomsday device. All right, so I have a Doomsday device now. So I can actually potentially
power.
just pop the Doomsday device down right here.
Oh.
See,
think
can
you're
I get my
dead.
taunt off? No, I wasn't able to get my taunt off in time. So
Oh,
the
your
Doomsday
arm.
device is actually going to hit right here. So if they can keep them in this... Oh, the Doomsday device dropped when I died.
So anyone can pick it up right now.
Yeah, we got the Doomsday device over here.
How long does it take to activate?
takes a couple seconds. I don't necessarily know the full time.
I don't either.
Oh, Flash, you can get that Batman. I believe, buddy. I believe. Yeah, there you go.
Flash.
Flash picks up one, but I don't think he
Oh.
get the Green Lantern there. But
I think a fridge just dropped on him. Oh, no!
oh, Green Lantern's going to go. Oh, he's got the Doomsday device. Oh, no. All right. So
it's one step taking that Doomsday device, but right there we're seeing how it can be flip-flopped to the other team in a matter of seconds.
yeah, so taking it is one thing. Holding on to it is another.
Exactly.
The thing is, the problem is with that one is we wound up going in, we picked up the Doomsday device, and they picked it up as it was about to auto-fire, so it's going to wind up firing on us regardless.
Oh, God.
All right, so I'm going to activate my super speed. Let's see if I can catch up here. All right, the chains went down. And, well, they blew them up first. Green Lantern comboed it together.
All right.
All
Can
right.
that Shazam be caught?
I don't think so. I'm going to pick up a meteorite. My super speed has worn off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually wind up landing one on him. I can't throw my lasso out while I have this either. Anything I do is going to automatically throw the meteorite first.
Sure.
So I think what we're going to do is walk around, try to capture this power relay.
Yep, I think
At the
that's a
same
good-
time, we have
Ooh.
all these drones pressured. This is from what our Cyborg was doing earlier, constantly capturing that top power relay,
And,
capturing
and the
ours.
drones are pushing bottom, too, fairly well.
Yeah, so actually, while they were fighting over that Doomsday device, we wound up actually
Getting a
just
lot of
pushing-
momentum in the lanes.
Yeah, we got a lot of map pressure, and
Yeah.
so we're gonna wind up capturing this power relay. So there we go. We got the Wallies coming in for our side,
Wow.
and well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
this
check this
doesn't-
meteorite
Yeah,
because
just
I want to actually.
it was
be able to
getting
use my-
heavy. It was getting annoying.
Yeah, it was the last season.
Yeah.
It didn't quite match my outfit.
Exactly. Oh! That was
That's a bad scream.
fascinating decision there.
I thought he was maybe getting turned on right here, but
Okay.
we might be able to turn on this one. Our Flash is right here. The
Oh.
Gaslight Batman there. Flash, run to us. Flash, run to us.
Flash, you're running the wrong way.
All right, so he's going to run up to this power relay. We're going to walk this way. All right, let's stay in the stealth field. And Gaslight Batman! And I'm going to activate my blocking bracers.
That was the
and-
sickest. Oh, and he's going to get over eager. There's the Dark Knight. Can the Dark Knight go 1-on-3?
I don't think that's
No,
going to
he
be a
can't.
possibility. Looks like the Dark Knight
Boom.
takes a dirt nap.
Dude, that's huge. Okay, so now y'all still have the lane pressure at the top and the bottom. You just killed two of them for nothing. Might get a third, but Shazam is there.
Shazam is here. It looks like, though, that we're
There's
going to
the
have the
third.
damage just to blow
There's
him
the
up.
fourth.
We have the blaster, we have the assassin, and
so
we have the
sick.
tank. But
No.
it looks like Joker comes in and blows me
Oh.
up. And he gets Green Lantern, too. We got a little bit
That
too
was
low there.
yeah, that was almost awesome.
we
but
almost
then-
got their entire team. That was 5 members.
Yeah. No, it was. Joker cleaned up everything, and that kind of makes sense considering
Yeah, we got down
the
to the
lore
last
history,
one.
right? Joker just coming in and ruining everything.
Yes, well, we don't actually have any Batmans. So, well, we have Gaslight Batman, but he wasn't there.
Right.
Had Gaslight Batman been there, that would have just been like typical
Be
Batman
perfect.
storyline.
Yeah, we can make a movie out of this game.
All right, well, what I'm going to actually do here is I haven't actually gotten this item before.
Speed Force.
I'm going to get the Speed Force.
Go for it.
So
I
this
like
is
it.
going to be giving me just 20 passive move speed. Now,
How
this,
long does that last when you activate?
it's just an item. I just have it.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
this
I would
is going to
get
give me
that first.
50 extra move speed. So now I'm going to be able to maybe close gaps more effectively and initiate with my lasso or just run into them with my super speed and get my blocking braces. Now, this is just a little bit experimental. I had enough money to buy it, so I figured out why the heck not? It's
Why
shiny,
not?
right?
Let's try it.
All right, so I'm going to wind up trying this one and see how it winds up working out. So we do have enemies coming down this side of the map. I'm just going to chuck my car, clear out this wave.
Chuck my
activate
car.
Amazonian prowess.
You got insurance on it, so you
All
get
right,
that money back.
It might not quite be my car, but
No.
I was borrowing it from a friend. He
Yeah.
said I could.
And I don't think any policemen are around to see you throwing cars around.
Don't think so.
All right.
All right, so we're activating the power relays. Actually, our Gaslight Batman is backdooring their base right now. So if we can keep them busy, there are 3 of them
Oh
right
my
here.
God, you're right.
2 more are else around the map, but we don't exactly know where. And I have my taunt up, so I can go
You
in.
are.
I want to try to super speed. I want to get it on this Gaslight Batman.
He knows it too. He's trying to run. There's the R.
And I
The
still
lasso.
I still have my lasso available.
Green Lantern needs to be there.
Oh, we got him. We got him
sick.
through the Dark Knight.
The sickest. Okay, y'all are doing great.
And now look at my passive regeneration. I'm getting 45 HP back a
I think y'all
second.
can just push this bottom lane and win.
I think we might be able to push this straight up and just win, just like you said there.
Yeah. Okay. Because Gaslight Batman kind of backed up a little bit. He came to come help y'all now. So now you have 5 team members at the bottom, if I'm reading this correctly.
And looks like the Doomsday device will be online in a little bit, but we should be able to tank this one up. Their death timers are still in the 20 or so seconds.
Nice.
The tower is gone. The base is
Oh,
ours.
Going for the win. Joker coming in, trying to save his team's life, activating the ultimate.
I'm going to shield Gaslight Batman, and he's going to live through the poison right there for the protection.
And there's the victory.
I'm going to activate it, and we get the GGs out.
No, you're supposed to type LOL. Noobs. No, don't do that. Tom, don't do it. Don't listen to Axel. No. You see, Tom? Oh, man. Well played.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Let's see these stats. Let's see these stats.
So,
13 assists.
Leading on the assists
like
with my team. Now, I have a high deaths, but that's because I was kind of in the thick of things. You can see right here my hero graph. Look at the health statistic. Nothing else really leveled up for me right there. Just pure health. The rest of my team, Flash, he had internet issues, so you can't necessarily look at this. But at the end of the game, he came in pretty clutch there because he was able to participate in that last fight pushing towards bottom lane.
Yep.
And he really helped us take out that Gaslight Batman. Green Lantern, I'm going to have to give him a little bit of a shout out right here, Supreme West Bob, because he and I kind of comboed together throughout the game on that bottom lane. And Crafty Kraken now, Gaslight Batman was staying with me in that top lane for a very long time, and I was making sure his early game was fairly safe. 140 drone kills means that he had the most farm in the game.
Yep.
Very close to our Green Lantern, but he had the most farm in our game, so he was actually able to get himself the items he needed. Now he has Jocho's Revolver. He has Soul Taker Katana. He started out with that nil weapon. He actually got a little bit of survivability with Batman's Utility Belt. Gives him attack speed and move speed, though, too, so he was able to kite and just get a little bit extra DPS in there more effectively. So I really like our team. I think, especially if Flash was a little bit more stable, I'm going to go ahead and say Time Warner, Comcast, Charter, whatever net.
Yes, the Gambit.
If that was a little bit more solid, I think that game would have been a lot shorter. Because
a little bit more straightforward.
Compared to the enemy team, we had, I think, more of a clear-cut kind of composition. They still had the same kind of setup, but ours just did a little bit more damage. Their Batman, like the Dark Knight, was building that off-tank style, kind of went for a little bit extra damage. But their Shazam just wasn't necessarily with them at all times or with the important characters for their team. So if he had been maybe just a little bit more protective of his marksman or like that Gaslight Batman got extremely fed in the beginning, or if he was a little bit more protective of his Joker, who kind of came in towards the end of things and tried to clean up but would die sometimes. If he stuck by them, I think it would have been a little bit of a different game for this side.
Yeah, I feel like if they took advantage a little bit more about just how stacked their Gaslight Batman was getting in the early part of that game, really protecting him, making sure he was in all those team fights, making sure he was in a good position, they could have been in a great spot there as that game went along. But Tom, playing as Epic Wonder Woman, you did a good job of locking that Gaslight Batman down and making sure he kind of stayed out of the action.
Well, that's the thing you got to do when you're a tank. You got to wind up initiating. You got to make sure you get the priority targets at the same time. Because you have that protection shield, you need to make sure you're also saving your primary targets. So Cyborg, Gaslight Batman, and Green Lantern. Because the Flash wasn't necessarily as farmed as he could have been as a assassin role, like we see Prowley doing when he plays the Flash from Complexity.
Right.
He wasn't necessarily my primary target to shield, so if Green Lantern or Gaslight Batman were nearby, I was shielding them a little bit more.
Very cool stuff, Tom. It was you were an inspiration watching you play Wonder Woman, of course. I'm going to be playing next, and I'm a little bit nervous because the last time we did this, we were doing Cyborg. I felt like you didn't have the most spectacular game, and I felt like I outplayed you a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
So you're afraid that you're going to outplay my Wonder Woman now?
Well, I'm afraid that I won't be able to because you played that so darn well. But I say challenge accepted. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to see what happens. Infinite Crisis, the next part is going to be coming up. I'm going to be playing some Wonder Woman. We're going to see what I can do. Stay tuned.
All right, Protectors, welcome back to Crisis Watch. And you don't get to talk because you got to play. You got to put up or shut up at this point, Axeltoss. You threw down the gauntlet, so we're going to wind up seeing how your Wonder Woman goes on the Coast City. Now, we got to make sure we get Wonder Woman in, but we have to see what our team composition is going to be. And it looks like that someone stole Wonder Woman.
Give me Wonder Woman! Hold on, this is how you do it.
Hey, Heart, can I have Wonder Woman?
Hold on. Take notes.
Please. I work for MLG. Trust me, I am the best.
It's going to work. Yes! Wait.
He unselected Wonder Woman for you.
Oh!
Aww. Rune Thomas. Something about that name. That Thomas name. I hear it's only meant for virtuous, good-hearted, strong-willed people.
I think that was M Cheesy, actually. Was it? Hold on.
Oh yeah, it was actually
M
M.
So M Cheesy, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
And he's actually not that cheesy. He's actually very, very respectful.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
now
indeed.
For your team here, I feel like we need to go a little bit tankier again.
A little bit tankier. I'm feeling like getting invulnerability.
You can get invulnerability. Now that's a completely
thinking about it.
That's
I love like baiting
approach.
people. They think I'm about to die, and then boom, I pop that invuls.
You can do two different things. You can go for that, or if you're going to be in the thick of things nearby, like a marksman or a blaster for your team, You could also go for a healing wave.
Healing wave. Ah, that's a fantastic point. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I've never tried healing wave before.
You get healing wave and super strength right now. And actually, you have a Shazam, so if you want to, you can build a little more attack
dish
damage
a little
oriented.
bit of damage out with my Wonder Woman. You're right.
Now, what I've noticed on Coast City is there's a plethora of attack items that also add defensive statistics, which is what I was playing around with last night.
Okay.
Was you can buy attack damage items that will also add power armor, or
Yes.
attack damage items that will also add normal armor.
Let's see who we're playing here. So we're playing against Gaslight Batman,
So he's kind of hybrid.
Flash,
He's power.
Nightmare Batman,
That's attack.
Poison Ivy, and
She's
Batman.
power, but it's more supporty.
They don't really have a tanky guy.
Their tankiest guy is going to be the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I agree.
I just love Shazam's intro.
Yeah.
He's the mightiest mortal of mighty mortals.
I love Wonder Woman. She's after my heart.
I don't know. I think you have to fight Axel for her.
Uh-oh.
I hear Axel is a big Wonder Woman fan.
I mean, we were watching him play earlier.
All right, now do we want to build more damagey, or do we want to wind up just going kind of tankier? Because I feel like you like dealing damage.
Let's start out in the middle ground and not really commit to any way, any particular way.
Now we can get the nil armor or the nil weapon if you want to do that, or the nil cloak,
No
not the nil
cloak.
armor. Or you could go for that,
And
or you can
Olympus
click
Gambit.
on all artifacts on the tab there, and you could go up to the attack and go for the nil weapon, because that's also adding health. It's not going to add any defensive statistics besides health, but you get some damage there.
Okay.
And now if you would,
250. Should I just get this gambit?
you can get the gambit if you want, because that's going to give you
What
more
would
health.
you suggest, my friend?
It's either going for the gambit for straight health or picking up some health and will packs for regeneration.
Let me go for Olympus Gambit.
All right.
Because I don't want to take too long deciding. And I'm going to go Shaw?
I feel like we can go top right here. I don't think we have a jungler from our side.
Okay.
So
All right. I haven't played in a little bit. I just got back from an excursion in the mountains of Canada. So that's my first excuse. Second excuse, this computer is feeling a little bit laggy right now. Third excuse.
already the excuses coming
Third excuse, my mouth is a little bit dry. I feel like some water would be really nice right now.
in. You
but
have a
unfortunately
bottle
I'm
of
playing.
water right next to
A
you.
fourth excuse is, the pressure of Optimus Tom watching me is might be a little bit overwhelming here. But that being said, we'll see what we can do.
All right, now you can utilize these
Sneaky,
stealth
sneaky.
fields, try
What?
to get a lasso.
Oh, my things are messed up. Everyone's like, wow, you're the worst ever.
You got smart cast on now, don't you?
Yeah, hold
So you
on.
can go on.
Get out of here.
You can have smart casting
How
instead
do I
of
set
on
the
press.
none? There we go. Apply.
There you go. You hit OK.
Everyone's like, wow, the worst Q ever from Axeltoss. Don't worry, guys. We got this. We're fine.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we had our Joker taking out Poison Ivy. It's a little
Nice.
unfortunate right there because I love Poison Ivy.
But it's on the Poison Ivy's on the other team.
Yeah, well, what can I say? She's got that deadly kiss.
Ah, the deadly kiss.
She's got, she has beautiful foliage.
Beautiful foliage.
Yes.
Is that a reference to something?
That's a botany term.
Ah.
Now, if
Yeah,
you really
like-
want to, you could lasso right into that stealth field, and ooh, really good lockup right there on the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Not quite
We
enough damage
could-
coming
I
out.
mean, I don't really care about killing him right now that much. Just
No,
keeping
but
him back.
you forced him back, so
Yeah,
he
that's
can't
all I really care
necessarily
about.
play the zoning game like you were with those stealth fields anymore. And if he does go into that stealth field and he goes too close to your side, like right by that street sign, your lasso will actually
Sneaky,
reach from the edge of one stealth
sneaky.
field to the other.
Ready for the sneakiness?
I'm kind of ready for the
The
sneakiness.
sneakiness.
I'm not necessarily ready for you to die to that
I
tower.
could have killed him,
though.
I think. Dude, I'm not going to die that tower. Will I die to that tower?
You might. You never
I'm going.
know.
I'm going. I'm going.
You're a
to
cyborg,
sneaky!
definitely. Well, your cyber wind up going
Did
down.
my entire team just die there?
Well, Nightmare Batman dove onto Batman Prime,
Oh, God.
and Gaslight Batman picked up both those kills.
That's a no-no.
That's
And it's not
definitely
my fault. My team is overeager.
so.
If I had my shield, that would have been sick there.
If you had your shield,
Or
you
my
would have been
protection,
able to
my
maybe
W.
save one of them. But that's
Yeah.
also a fundamental problem of the assassin class. Once again, in the early levels, you know that you want to kill people. You want to be able to get the ball rolling. You want to be able to
Yeah.
snowball yourself to a more powerful item build by getting as many credits as possible. Now, farming is a really good option in the beginning of the game, but killing enemy champions is going to be more effective, obviously. You get more gold and more experience, but you can't be the initiator. You are a marksman without a gun. You cannot attack from a far range away, and you need to be able to stay safe while killing people. So you need Wonder Woman to go in first in that case. And he just kind of haphazardly went. There's no pings or communication or anything. Had that been you, you might have died under that tower, but you guys probably would have picked up 2 kills and only lost 1.
Yep. Okay. So, not the best engagement there in the beginning, but this game is still early. There's still some room that can be made here.
Now, there's an option you could also do. When Batman, the Dark Knight, is putting down traps, of course, they're Batman's traps, so a little bit more effective. If you step on them and they decide to maybe focus on you, two things can happen. One, you can absorb their damage because you're Wonder Woman. Two, you can use that protection shield to get out of the stuck trap.
Yep.
And then they wind up bathing themselves into
And you can even
the
lasso
three members
back
of your
in if
team.
you feel like it.
Yes, you can.
Hey, Cyborg, don't be little. It's we only live once. So careful.
You can play like you only live once.
Yes.
That's a good way to go about it.
He was overextending a little bit, but I think we're fine.
Now, we can't forget also that we have Healing Wave on our Wonder Woman.
We do,
So
don't we?
if we get into an engagement, or if they maybe get into an engagement on top of us, we can use that to kind of turn
Yes.
things around and heal
Yeah,
our
I have
allies
to
back
remember
up.
that. I have this
Super strength.
my F as well.
There we go.
So
So now
I just click to let it go.
you can hit the F key, you can hit the A key, whatever you want to try to do. The meteorite will take precedence over it. So if you try to activate your Q, it'll throw the meteorite instead. And it will not go through drones. And ooh, look at that sniper shot right there. MLG 420 no scope.
I was going for the sniper, and it worked. Though no promises I'll be able to do that again. All right, Cyborg, let's chill out a little bit. We're doing good.
All right, well, you're using that protection shield very effectively. You did want to getting stopped on that trap while you went in, after you went in from that meteorite. You guys didn't quite have enough damage to finish off Batman or Cyborg in that case, or Batman or Gaslight Batman in that case. So right now, that's all you can really do is by forcing them back, they're not getting that drone farm. They're not getting those credits and getting as much gold as you guys are. At the same time, they are getting a little bit more experience because it's a tri-lane versus a duo lane.
Yes.
But by forcing them back, you guys are staying relatively close in levels. The only problem is the two guys on your team who have died are obviously a lower level than you, who's been able to stick around for a little bit longer.
I'll open up that tab really quick. Our Joker's doing a nice job, 4-1 right now.
I kind of like the fact that he wanted to give me a Wonder Woman instead, because now he's carrying you guys as Joker.
Yep. It's a good decision. All right. We're pushing pretty good up here at the top. Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a Nightmare Batman. There's their jungler coming in. Now, make sure you use that protect. Oh, your protection shield's already used. Don't forget you have that healing wave as well if you need to wind up using it.
Ah.
Cyborg ran out of the range of Gaslight Batman's chase. He took a tower shot. You don't quite have your lasso
Yeah,
available yet, so you won't be able to chase him down.
Oh, don't be foolish, Cyborg.
Oh man, don't be foolish, Nightmare Batman. But it looks like you have Shazam coming in. See if we can get a lasso if they're going to wind up chasing here. Dark Knight is going in. Nice protection right there.
Poison
they're going to wind up
Ivy.
backing away.
Yeah.
You don't even have to use your lasso there.
Oh, Dark Knight. He's 1v3 down there,
Oh,
man.
look at that. Shazam activating that extra
sorry,
energy
Shazam.
field. He's going to wind up. He's tanky, though, so he's not going to wind up going down without
we
a
can
fight.
ambush them here. If we felt like it, we could have, I think.
I don't think they really want to wind up engaging on you right now. A little bit of skirmishes going back and forth. I think
this
everything's
guy?
been pretty even overall. This Gaslight Batman, though, Shazam, if he gets his Q, he's not going to be able to get the knockdown right there. But if he did, that could have been a kill secure right there. But you guys are also going to be walking into a 3v2 situation.
Yeah.
Tanky as you guys are, I don't know if you're going to be able to handle that one. That's Poison Ivy. She's my girl.
Yeah, she's packing a punch right now. I want to level up here. So I want my ultimate.
Well, you're only level 4, so you're not
I
going to get
know.
that quite yet.
I know. First world problem. Uh-oh. Be careful, Shazam, man.
So there's that Batman trap right there. It's going to be baiting you guys to
I
step
want
on
a
it.
meteor. Where can
Well,
I
the
find?
meteors are actually, there's going to be one over to your left where you picked up. Those respawn about every minute or so.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to pick that one up quite frequently. There's also one on the opposite side of the wall on your enemy side. So you can wind up utilizing that one as well. So you have access to 2 meteorites in the immediate vicinity.
What?
Ooh.
It went through him.
It looked like it didn't get the stun on him, but it looked like it did the damage still.
Oh. Okay. Ooh.
You guys are just
Okay.
having an all-out brawl up here. You got 4 members strong, but because your Joker got so fed
Ouch.
early on, he was 4-1 if I recall correctly.
Uh-oh.
He's holding up on bottom side all by himself.
No.
Now that Nightmare Batman, he
Cyborg.
kind of next leveled you. He didn't come in stealth. He came in and then
It's
stealth, and you had no idea where he was going, and he caught the out of position member, which
I
unfortunately
knew,
was
but
Cyborg.
Cyborg did not know. That was the big issue there.
Yeah, Cyborg was just a little bit unaware to that one. So you're level 5 right now. Not gonna hit
I
level
want to
6.
try to bait him a little bit here because I have my
Yeah.
healing wave.
You do have your healing wave available. You're not quite level 6. If you do, you can try to
Yeah.
bait them in healing wave and use your blocking bracers to taunt them within terror range.
Get me.
That would be like the best case
I'm
scenario
working
right
on it
here. And I feel like when you have an assassin like Nightmare Batman, oh, there's the Feral Embrace.
Oh, it's hitting D. It wasn't working.
No, it wasn't working because you wind up getting what we like to call
Tell me what to buy.
suppressed.
Tell me what to buy before.
All right, now do
time
we want to
expires.
build tanky or do we want to build more damage?
Up to you, man. You're my coach.
All right, so there's two things we wind up going for. If you wind up scrolling up, there's the Lobos chain, which we favored when we were building the Dark Knight. But if you scroll over 2 and down 1,
Over to you, down. This one?
I believe it is this
Sword
right
of
here.
Beowulf?
This is power, armor, and attack damage. So this is going to be a Sword of Beowulf.
So I have 500. Should I get Lobos Chain too?
You can get Lobos chain as
Okay,
well.
let's just go all out attack here.
So both of these items, one will be giving you attack damage and health, the Lobos chain, as well as when you hit level 4, it gives you that when you auto attack, you slow people down to chase after them.
Right.
The Sword of Beowulf, when you upgrade it all the way, it's going to be giving you extra armor and extra attack damage. So you're going to be able to pop your E, the Amazonian Prowess, get that large chunk of AoE damage. The bonus damage from both of those items is not super significant like a Jochil's Revolver or a Soul Taker Katana, but it is enough power in combination with the attack damage steroid from the Amazonian Prowess
Right.
to clear out waves or cleave away large chunks of HP from their very squishy team.
All right, I'll work on it. We'll see what happens here. I'm going to pick up this guy. I'm going to click on something. Get this little shield.
Oh, he's right there. Gonna get
Are you
this.
dead? Die.
There we go.
There's a nice-
Killed secure
Oh, am I
right
dead?
there. You're not quite dead, and you still have that healing wave, don't worry.
Wow. I took a lot of damage there.
You did, but I think you're okay, because you're Wonder Woman, and look at that passive right there. Child of Olympus, healing yourself back up 17 HP per second.
Hello, Cheesy. So we're going to try to bait this guy forward a little bit.
I think you also have your ultimate ability, so you have those blocking bracers, so you can potentially, if you wind up landing a lasso,
Oh, no!
activate your blocking bracers.
How? Blocking bracers?
That is your
Oh,
ultimate.
Okay. Okay.
You did use the healing wave, though, so you baited him in anyway. If you activate the blocking
Okay.
bracers,
Just say
you,
ultimate!
you don't take damage.
That's what you say, okay, Tom?
All right, I'll scream
Ultimate!
ult. I'll scream Axeltoss, ult!
Ult!
But if you activate that, you stop taking damage and you taunt
Yes.
them in.
Awesome,
So that
okay.
would have been another way to
Sorry,
completely
I'm
lock
like
them down.
I'm still a little bit rusty. A little bit rusty. What
Sorry.
if I don't want to get over anxious here.
Well, all we could do is we have a tri-lane going on compared to a single player. So what we could do is we could push this into the turret, and if he doesn't back away, then we could turret dive, use that blocking bracers, keep ourselves alive, and taunt them for the rest of the team to pick up the kill.
Yeah.
Or we could just push our drones into the enemy turret, shove it, and take the turret down.
Okay. I'm like very low in health, so I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit frightened. I've got a little tingling in my stomach. It's fear.
Yeah, butterflies and Wonder
Like
Woman's
that
stomach.
feeling when it's really dark in the basement, you're walking up the stairs, and there's nothing behind you, but you swear there's something.
I know, there's something behind you.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, man. It's scary. It's
Nobody
scary,
can
man.
see, but you just literally
I just
look
look back.
behind
See, I get
you.
scared about that stuff, man. I think they're coming after me. Okay, am I back here?
All right, I think we can get back here. And we can either get the second level of our Sword of Beowulf or the second level of Lobo's Chain. Now, we're dealing with a lot of attack damage coming our way, so either one is a decent upgrade. Health is going to make you resist against both kinds of things, but power armor, well, obviously, is going to be resistant against auto attacks a little bit better.
I'm feeling the Sword of Beowulf. I'm feeling it right now.
All right, so we're going to be a hero of...
Okay.
believe
What's going on
it's-
at the bottom here? It looks like
Actually, don't remember what kind of mythology Beowulf is from.
Beowulf.
It's not Greek mythology, it's...
Oh gosh, why are you putting
Macedonian?
us both on the spot?
It's somewhere...
It's one of those
somewhere-
books I read for English class in 10th grade.
It's somewhere in like the immediate vicinity of like the near Middle East,
Ooh.
but I completely forget what country it's from. It's from one of those empires that is it the Ottoman? I don't think it's the Ottoman
Does he know
Empire.
I'm here? He knows
It's one
I'm
of
here.
those empires that's no longer around though.
All right, it's time. It is time. Come here, little Batman. I saw you. I saw you. So now I have this thing, and all right. Where are the enemies?
Beowulf's set in Scandinavia, but it's actually an English tale. I
You
didn't know
literally
that.
just looked it up.
I did.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go sneaky sneak.
All right, let's see if we can maybe get behind some enemy lines here.
Behind enemy lines. Sneaky sneak. Where are they?
We can intercept them as they're walking up with
Yeah,
their drone line.
that's my idea, but it's not working out, is it?
Looks like that they're there's a couple of them on the bottom
Oh,
side.
power relays are up here. Ooh, there's.
Oh,
the
there he
Batman.
is. There he is. Let's see if we can land
Hello.
it. And then last.
Aw. Oh, just a fail everywhere.
ducking and
I meant to
dodging.
do all of that. That was, the minions, the drones, excuse me, were annoying me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna throw this meteor at their face.
Our top turret is under
See, I don't know if this is the right decision to get this power relay right now.
I think we can. I think the turret has enough HP on it.
Okay. Well, because Shazam was here, so it's like, eh.
Well, both of us can capture this, and we're going to be
go
able
back
to
up. True.
get a lot quicker, get back up to the top, or we can even move down to the bottom and shove, but I think this top turret
Should
needs
I
a
go
little
try
bit
to
of
take that
defense.
power relay on the left there?
No, I think we should kill
Right here?
Gaslight Batman first.
Okay. I'm going to flanky flank. Oh, no. He killed our turret.
All right, maybe he didn't have enough HP.
Oh, God.
There he
That
is.
didn't happen. Don't worry. Just it didn't happen. Ouch.
I think he's going for that power relay if you want to try
Yeah,
to fight him
if
for it.
Shazam was with me, I'd be much more content.
Well, don't forget, you're not pure tank Wonder Woman. You have some damage,
I do,
so
don't I?
you
Whoa.
might be able to get him. And it looks like your Joker got a triple kill. All right. Yeah, look at that. There's the deeps coming out. He's not gonna be able. He's gonna be able to poke at you from here. If you have the healing wave, you can just wait for your lasso to come back up. If you hit the lasso, you can probably kill him.
Die!
You got the bat screen. There you go.
Okay.
And that's the dual potential of a attack damage kind of style.
He's
Wonder
like, this
Woman.
shouldn't necessarily be happening.
He says that makes 0 sense.
Oh, now we got both these power relays.
Oh, that was someone else. Never mind. That was the Nightmare Batman on their
Now we're
team.
going to try to ninja back.
And you got extra Wallies coming in.
All right, what are we going for? I'm thinking the next Sword of Beowulf.
Get the Sword of Beowulf. There we go.
Feeling it.
All right, and
Scandinavian.
hover over that Sword of Beowulf for a second
Okay.
while you're going back in the lane.
Yep.
Now you see you have the extra passes on here, so you also get a shield that blocks 200 damage for 5 seconds when you get the same range that your pass is going to activate. So you're going to wind up regenerating that HP through a shield. On top of this, you get extra attack damage and attack and power lifesteal. I'm sorry, not attack damage. You get extra attack and power lifesteal, 10%. So that means that if you get low, you're going to be getting a shield, you're going to be regenerating because of your Child of Olympus, and you're going to be getting extra attack and power lifesteal to sustain yourself. Now, that's extremely beneficial on Wonder Woman, and if we decide we want to get a little bit tankier, we can go back for that Kryptonian War Armor and get even more benefit from that regeneration.
Uh-oh. Bad idea. Run.
Oh, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, we're fine. Can I take...
They're
I
going to
can't
try
take
to
both
cut
of
us off. There's 3 members
them.
strong.
Shazam, I need you, bro. Oh, there's a lot of...
It's okay. You can protection over to your Shazam,
Yeah.
too. Don't forget. You're going to want to
too
get a
far away.
gap close that way. He does wind up
What?
popping his vulnerability. There you go.
No.
Ooh, that bat scream, though. Too much damage.
Go away.
Nightmare Batman. I don't think he has his Feral Embrace. He might be able to live through this one, but...
Oh.
All right, here
there's
comes
the
M.
Joker.
Cheesy.
Look at how much damage M. Cheesy does. He's going to get a triple kill here, maybe.
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 Oh, Mr. Punchy misses. Gonna continue going forward.
Dang
See?
it. Oh.
Oh, but in from behind comes our Nightmare Batman, Rune Thomas. Something about that name, that's what I said before.
Sick.
Rune Thomas comes in, runs some cleanup duty.
Well
Joker
done.
didn't even have to pop his Joker Shuffle to try to catch up with that blink there.
Okay. Oh, is the power relay up at the top? It looks like it is.
Power Relay is open up top.
Okay.
We don't have enough to buy anything quite yet,
No, I
because,
don't.
well, we just bought.
Because I just died.
All right, well, the surprise comes out. Mr. Punchy misses. M. Cheesy, I wonder if he's actually gone for the Psy Blade to get the extra power damage on his auto attacks. It looks like he's hitting a little bit harder than a Joker should when he auto attacks.
I want to get this power relay. We'll see if I can...
You can capture that power relay. That turret I don't think is going to wind up going down,
yeah,
so you
I'll
might have
capture
to
it and
power
then
dive him.
swing
but
down through here and get this meteor with my
can't pick up the meteor as well.
super strength.
Now, Wonder Woman Super Strength, I think, is the most beneficial one because of all the extra range she gets.
Yeah.
Because this means that you're going to be able to maybe sneak up from out of vision and hit him with a meteor, whereas normally you would have to kind of go in vision range. And you can throw your lasso out, catch him. Oh, you caught him through the bat
Get
swing.
him! Get him!
That's impressive. And boom, one last auto attack there. Take out the crafty Kraken.
I missed the meteor, though. The meteor throw.
It's all right.
So I'm embarrassed, but it's okay.
You got the turret. You got a kill.
All
I
right.
think that still ends up working out in your favor. Missing meteor or no missing meteor. Pop the healing wave. There's a Nightmare Batman to your north. See,
Oh.
Blaster's a little bit behind him right there. He is a little bit of a fast character.
It's one of those, you know what? Let's try it, see if it works.
Hey, if you hit him, you guys probably would have capitalized and gotten a kill right there. 3 members strong against a single assassin. Well, we've seen that work out before previously. And it doesn't really work for the assassin. Pops that. It looks like he's going to get Feral Embrace, but then he pops his own Feral Embrace back on the enemy. Rune Thomas goes down, but he sacrifices himself for the greater good there. Bat Scream coming into that lane means that Gaslight Batman's going to be coming soon. Dark Knight is also dropped there by Batman Prime, so you guys might want to back up.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared right now. Because you know there's 2 Batmans in the area, so... 2 Batmans are pretty scary. Oh, our Cyborg's doing
What?
good
2
work at the
Batmans?
bottom there.
Yeah, as I say, Cyborg and Joker are just...
Yeah, those are 2 full health Batmans. They're both level 11. I'm level 9. I have 1,400 credits, which is solid. We have all 3 power relays, which really excites me.
Yeah,
look at,
because
look
we
at
have
these
so
guys.
many drones naturally pushing, and look at all the extra shields they get.
Uh-oh. Okay.
If you
I
were
might-
healthier, I think you might be able to take at least one of them.
Shazam's
Shazam's going
going.
in. So you're going to function as the DPS in this engagement. But
I'm just trying to protect him at this point. I might pop my R if I get too low.
I think you might be able to protection out. You're going to be okay. Ooh,
What?
taunt comes off, but
I thought
not
I wasn't
enough.
supposed to take damage.
You took damage once before, and then the block wore off, and you took extra damage there.
I think I accidentally untriggered it.
You might have moved there.
Yeah. I always do that. I think it just, like, I do that with the flash ults as well. I'll accidentally, like, click away after I hit the ultimate.
All right, well, now we can wind up buying. If you want to upgrade Lobo's Chain, we can go for that. We can upgrade it to its tier 3, almost at its max power level, almost in its final form.
Okay.
When you get that Lobo's Chain final form, of course, it's going to be very, very beneficial to you. You get a respectable score. Right now, you're not
Yeah.
the most damaging character on
I've
your
made
team.
a few mistakes, certainly, but, you know, I'm okay. I'm passively okay with how I'm playing.
You are not the most damaging member of your team,
Yeah.
but you're also not the tankiest member of your team. You
And
function once
that's
again more as
kinda-
like an off tank.
That's kind of how I'm building it, yeah, and I think that's fine.
Now, after we get that Lobo's Chain, we can decide we could go Soul Taker Katana, we could go Jojo's Revolver, we could go for a Coda Blade for some penetration, we could go for the Power Axe. We could go for so many different options just to build straight damage. Or we can go more of the off-tanky build, get that Kryptonian War Armor, maybe build up to that Suit of Sorrows, something along the lines that I got as a tankier style Wonder Woman. We have so many different options we could go with Wonder Woman. Her versatility is really what makes her an asset to a lot of different team compositions. She can be the sole tank, and it works out fine, as we saw in my game. She could be the secondary tank in this game, and it still winds up working out great.
We need to take power relays right now, I think.
The enemy has captured a power relay.
Oh, the enemy took their own, which means somebody's nearby. So you can go out there and try to fight him.
This violence must
I'm waiting for, I wish...
Gaslight Batman's popping up in that top area, so he probably was the one that took the power relay.
All right, let's decide what we want to do here, Nightmare Batman. You're my lead. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, he went invisible. There we go. Get the lasso. You don't quite have your blocking braces. Activate your healing wave. D. There we go. You're going to keep your Nightmare Batman alive, but
No.
unfortunately, well, Bat Scream took him out. So you did
2v4.
your darndest to keep him alive.
Yeah, 2v4 is no good.
No.
I can last
Why
this
not?
guy.
Oh, we do have Cyborg, though, so we lasso him. Boom, look at the damage coming out. This is a Cyborg, ladies and gentlemen. Nice blocking braces, keeps yourself alive. Winds up picking up a kill on him.
Might go back, just for fun.
Batman Prime put down the Dark Knight there, but he wound up having to go away because there's no way he could take you in a 1v2 situation.
All right, where are we going? I'm thinking health
You want to get a little bit more health?
or armor. Defense stuff.
All right, well, we could go armor, we could go power armor, or we could go for straight health.
This guy, Suit of Sorrows?
Suit of Sorrows, picking up some attack armor.
I like it.
And look at you right now. You were on your character chart. You were dead even. Half health, half damage.
I think that's, yeah, I like it. Hybridish.
That is quite literally the definition
A
of
Wonder
off-tank.
Woman has flexibility.
And the best part is you have a little extra defensive statistics from your passive as well as your protection.
Yep.
You have a little bit more offensive statistics from, well, the splash damage and AD steroid coming out from Amazonian prowess in your E.
I like it. Kill some of these guys. I pack a little bit of a punch here, don't I?
Definitely do.
All right.
Now, I actually went for an item in this game that gives you extra splash damage as well. I believe it's called the Omega Rod or some sort of rod. And
Okay.
it gives you additional splash damage every level. And I believe at its max level, it's 40%. So I bought that. I wound up building a sort of Beowulf as well. And then I picked up a level of the Soul Taker Katana, activated my Amazonian Prowess, which I maxed first. And I would literally one-shot entire drone waves, and I could two-shot their marksmen.
So the best time to activate Amazonian prowess, what would you say would be?
There's two key options. If you're shoving the wave right here, you can walk up to the drones, activate it, and in 2 or 3 shots, clear them out entirely. If you're in a duel, you want to activate it after you lasso somebody. So once
Okay.
you get that gap closer, once you stick on top of them and you know you're going to be able to get those auto attacks in, that's when you activate it because that empowered amount of damage only lasts a brief amount of time.
Okay, can I get the sniper headshot 360 no scope?
I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we got a scared Batman.
Where'd he go? Batman! Why you run? They might be flanking me.
Well, there was a Nightmare Batman there, and I
Yeah,
don't think that was
like,
the Batman we
that's
had
what
before.
I'm worried about it. Yeah, it was
I feel like
definitely
that's not the
Gaslight.
Batman we're looking for.
Okay, we got Cyborg with me, so I'm gonna try to bait him a little bit here.
There's Gaslight.
Oh,
He almost bats.
yeah, I was anticipating
swung
him
into
running
it.
there, so I mean, I was trying to lead him a little bit, but it didn't quite work out. I thought I hit him with that. Oh well.
I thought you would have as well, but I guess maybe his batsman was just a little bit more
Oh,
delayed. There's
nice.
the tracer shot.
Go. Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
Nightmare Batman's right there. You're gonna be able to maybe lock him up. Oh, he wanted to take
man.
out your Cyborg.
I
Cyborg,
didn't-
unfortunately, he looks like he's a
Am I dead?
robot, but he's
I'm
made of
dead.
paper.
Under attack.
Teammates, where are you?
Got the healing wave. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
got
already
stuck by that
activated it.
feral embrace.
Yeah.
Oh, Batman reminding us that Prime doesn't pay.
I knew that Nightmare Batman was there. Okay.
Allied power relay unlocked.
I don't. What should I buy with 800 credits here? Anything or just wait? Or should I get like Kryptonian or Entropy Aegis? I
I
think
think we just wait at this point.
Wait.
There's not necessarily a dire need for anything. I think we really just want to start. We want to finish our upgrades on the items that we currently have.
Enemy power
Fair
relay
enough.
unlocked.
Oh, Feral Embrace.
We're going to be able to get the battering damage down. Yes, he
Boom.
is.
Defeated.
There we go. Thomas picking up another kill.
Did they get the Doomsday device?
I believe that is theirs.
Oh, it's no good.
Our top
Ooh, they're
tower
pushing
is
hard.
under
We need to
attack.
get some of these power relays, I think.
We have captured a power relay.
There you go.
There we go.
All right, now Cyborg. Ooh, good job there, locking down their flash. He is a little bit of a tricky quick guy though, so he's gonna want to getting out of
Yeah,
there.
he just sprinted out of there, didn't he?
I like how the Flash wears all the Joker's battle scars like their trophy. He's just constantly walking around with the surprise traps on his feet and his arms. Look at that.
I like it. Can I nab him? I feel like I can nab him.
A little bit too quick.
Yep, that's okay. Just scaring him a little bit is fine. I feel like if I do that and then I hit my R, he's dead. What do you think?
Definitely. He
Yeah.
has really no HP left, and if you taunt him, he's an assassin, so he's squishy as hell. So you can, however, blow up your marksman like that.
Oh well. I got the kill.
Well, he's gone. He is definitely gone. I don't think we needed the ult there,
Yeah.
but it was a kill secure ult.
In hindsight, I wouldn't have done that, but I was just so excited.
I like how the
I
enemy
wanted-
team,
I had a thirst
when
for
their Batmen are coming in, are saying da na 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 na
Da-na-na-na-na-na,
Batman.
Batman.
Well, this
Sick.
turret's gone. I guess
It's
M Cheesy had a little effect in this bottom lane. That base turret, I think, is the only one left in this bottom lane. So you have a clear pathway to push. You got a lot of credits you can want to pick it up.
Yep. Just trying. I don't want to overextend here. Ooh, I can kill this tower, I think. Can I?
You can. It's very low. You can activate your Amazonian prowess if you want, but no, it's a couple auto attacks because of your damage build this time around. Gotta be enough to take it down. There
I'm
is
gonna
a
back
Ben
up.
space
I'm a
time
little-
coming in
I'm
on the Wally
a
though.
little scared. I don't want to overextend.
End one day.
We got 2 of the power relays. I'm pretty happy about that.
2 power relays means more drones pushing. It also means that your drones are a little bit more defensively
Yeah.
statistic.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that the enemy has captured is the one on their side. So you're getting 2 compared to their 1 extra little Wally floater drone. And, well, the Doomsday device is not active. They did pick it up last time, but I believe they've already used it. So you don't have
Are
to
we
even
going
worry
in?
about that.
Nightmare Batman. What's the plan here? Are we going?
I think
I'm waiting for Cyborg a little bit here. Wait for Cyborg and then we go. Okay, now we go.
All right,
Oh,
looks
there's
like
a lot
you're
of
gonna go in. Looks like
Can we
we
get
still
this?
do this. You haven't been blocking bracers, but
No!
Cyborg wasn't hidden right there. I think you guys can still do this. It's a 2v2 situation even after Cyborg dies.
Oh,
Oh,
not anymore.
2v3, never mind.
Oh,
You are
we're
tanky.
so dead. Yeah. So we got like reverse baited.
I'd have to say, yeah.
But the good news is we have 2,500 credits.
Allied defeated.
We do.
What are we buying here?
I feel like we can finish our Lobos chain. I think that's what we want
Is
to do
that
first.
okay?
Now we got the attack slow. We got 500 health on that bad boy. We can upgrade our suit of sorrows
You think
here.
so?
And
I'm
we
doing it.
start with the attack reflect. Now look at that. We got a little bit more health, so we're a little bit tankier.
Got a little bit of money, but I don't think I want to spend it.
I don't think we really get anything unless you want to maybe pick up some health packs. But
Eh.
we actually
What do you
we
think?
do still have a seal, don't we? The item we have it there, the Gambit, the Olympus Gambit.
Bottom tower.
What's that?
We might be able to upgrade that.
Okay.
I forget if it's a 250 or a 500 upgrade
No,
at
it's
level
500.
1. All right. So that's going to be giving us extra credits per second, and we're going to wind up getting double 15 to both sides of the armor, regular and power, and we'll be giving us a little bit of extra health.
Oh, give me this battle. If I'm in a battle with Joker, I think we're like really in really good shape.
I think you guys might just wind up winning that battle, although
might
you
get
haven't
top
been able to
here.
get into one yet.
I might push top here. Because I saw Gaslight Batman up there, and I think I could take him one-on-one.
Last time that went down, you did take him on, but that was a little bit earlier in the game. We'll see if
Oh
he's
gosh, I'm
any more
level 14,
powerful.
he's level 17. If I had a friend up here, I think it wouldn't be an issue.
You got Wally.
I do.
Yes.
That is very true. Okay. Try to take these guys out a little bit.
Power relay unlocked.
All right, so the 2 power relays you did have are now currently unlocked.
Okay, I'm gonna get that one.
Gaslight Batman might be going for the top middle one, so I would just try to secure this one right here.
And then go straight to the top. Oh, we're pushing hard bottom, it looks like. Ah, I wish I was there. But I feel like we have to get these power relays. It's pretty important.
I feel like you could take this one, but then go bottom.
You think so? Not
Yeah.
go top?
I think we're gonna go for the jugular here.
Really? Okay. All right, this is against my... Because I feel like once I get there... Oh, they're taking top.
I will face any foe.
That's fine. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
That means Gaslight Batman's not there,
All right.
so we can
All
fight
right,
in
we're
the
listening to
a
Tom. We're
numbers
listening to
advantage.
Tom.
It looks like your allies are
See,
actually
now
going
they're
for the
coming up.
They're going for the Doomsday device. It's gonna
So-
spawn in a little less than 60 seconds. They want to get that Doomsday device.
Oh, I see
So,
Gaslight
there's
Batman.
Gaslight Batman
Yeah,
waiting
yeah,
that
yeah.
stealth field.
An enemy is ferocious.
Oh, there we go. Good lasso. Great blocking bracers.
An enemy.
And you want to pick up the kill as well.
And now there's no way we don't get this. Oh,
Mr. Punchy comes out from Joker over there. Shazam goes in. Looks like you guys are going to be able to pick up a kill on the Dark Knight. Are you?
oh my God! Why am I frozen?
You got rooted in place there by a Batman trap.
Shazam!
Oh, Shazam! Oh, he went too far. Shaham is more like it.
Dominating.
I wish there's a meteor nearby. Is there?
Right.
Doomsday device activated.
Now the Doomsday device is up, but you're man down, and their Gaslight Batman is most likely going to be alive relatively soon, but I like how you're just waiting. You have the trap for the vision too, so you can see him. Oh, he goes down on him,
did I
cheesy.
miss? Oh, my God.
No!
Ah, it's my
We
bad.
needed that lasso. Doomsday device has been killed, but no one's picked it up yet. You got to make sure this Nightmare
Oh, I
Batman
thought he was
doesn't
gonna
do
keep going.
it. There's the Feral Embrace.
I'm doing so
Pop
bad
your,
right
you
now.
can pop your healing wave if you want. All right, now go back for that Doomsday device, because don't forget that drops
Where
on the
is it?
ground. See that little
I've
octagonal,
never done this. Can
hexagonal?
you take it, Nightmare, or I'll take it?
Nightmare Batman can pick it up if he wants.
You've taken the Doomsday
All right, you have it.
So what do I do with it?
So you can either stay alive and let it auto cast, or you can use your T key on your keyboard
And deploy it somewhere?
pick an area to deploy it.
Okay. Can I attack while I have this thing?
You can, yes.
Okay.
I feel like you can utilize it on that top tower they have left in their base.
Yeah. How much time before it goes off automatically? Do we know?
A couple seconds.
Okay.
Olympians.
I believe it's right on the top middle there. You have 10 seconds left.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, cool.
Hit the T button and throw it down on that tower. There we go. I
Okay.
think you missed.
Well, it's good to know what
That
it
tower's
does.
at about half HP though.
How did I miss? I thought the range, the circle, the big circle.
I think it deals more damage while it's in the middle.
Ah, so just throw it right on top of it. Okay. See, good enough. Okay, they have a lot of dudes over here.
Yeah, looks like unfortunately their flash is coming in on
Oh,
energies
no.
again.
No, no, no. Run, run, run.
We still have our blocking bracers. We want to try to turn this around, but ooh, our
Yeah.
team just got evaporated right there.
Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Run, 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 run. Okay, think about something clever. Something clever, something clever.
Yeah, make sure you utilize those stealth fields to run away. You're going to want to making sure you can juke and jive through them. They don't know exactly where you're going to be. You want to getting a stun on. There we go. Get a stun down onto Nightmare Batman there. Dodging both the Sonic Batarang, or the slowing Batarang, and the Sonic Shell coming out.
Dead.
You got 2 stacks of Echoes. Oh,
I don't understand. I thought the R made me invulnerable.
You have been defeated.
looks like, unfortunately, 2 Batmans too strong.
Okay, so what am I getting?
We can upgrade this Olympus Gambit.
Should we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect amount of money.
Not only that, but it's going to give you an aura to power up your allies.
Don't lose here, please.
An enemy was shut down.
Well, the turret shut down Randall Jack there, so they're trying to backdoor, but it doesn't look like it's going to wind up working. Shazam's here to defend, but your base tower is extremely low.
This
They're-
tower is still healthy.
That tower is still healthy, but they can go straight into the top. Looks like that you got M Cheesy trying to do the same thing here, but he's got some drone backup, so he's going to be okay.
Okay, so this isn't the easiest of games right now, but I
Not in the
feel
least.
like it's doable for our team. We just have to play it right, not make mistakes, not miss all the skill shots. Axeltoss, why are you missing all your skill shots? I'm sorry.
You got to make sure that they do not backdoor you either.
Oh, Joker,
Cheesy.
you.
Ally defeated.
He wants it going down there, the Crafty Kraken and the turret, though.
Okay.
He did get it down to about 1 hit left, though.
Spawn me. 6 seconds. So I died to a lot of attack damage there.
Hear me roar.
All right. So lesson is we need to engage with friends, with teams.
We need to have friends.
All right. I'm going to the top here. Getting
It
power
takes
relays.
2 to make a thing go right, Axeltoss.
Oh, yes.
It
Oh,
takes
yes,
2 to
oh,
make it
yes.
out of sight.
Okay. Here we go.
Fight for peace.
Let's push this top lane a little bit.
Captured a power relay.
If we can get all 3 power relays here, that would be pretty nasty.
Well, we have 2 of them. Doomsday device still on lock.
Oh, should I go with them?
The fury of an Amazon.
Okay, I'm going now. I was just trying to clear.
Alright, so the only thing we got left is our Child of Olympus passive.
I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. No!
I was like, why is that blue? Oh, there's Batman's nearby.
No!
Is relentless.
Oh
The
my
trio
god.
of
I
Batmans
can't
are proving to be
see.
a problem.
I literally can't see. This is terrible. Yeah.
Alright, so you take reduced damage when you have that on, but you're still taking damage when it's on. Makes you nigh invulnerable.
The enemy has captured
That
a
was.
power relay.
I was
actually-
like I was like not so sure about them going for that, because we know their team is kind of spawning on their side of the map, and there's only 3 of us, kind of a thing. So it's like we'd have to have the perfect engagement, and I was a little bit far behind, and then I got caught off by the Dark Knight there.
Yeah.
So I was trying to hit my Q on their Nightmare Batman, but the Dark Knight stepped in my way, and then I couldn't really help in the team battle. And then it was 4 versus 3, and they were already low on health, and then from there it was just a slow death for all of us. But we're still in this game.
Now here's the issue, because you get
Oh
the
no!
later in the game, the longer the death timers.
Yeah,
so
so
you
I
guys,
got 30 seconds.
you guys have some pretty long death timers, and that turret's not the healthiest for you
Okay,
guys.
they went back, so good. It's good.
So M Cheesy's really gonna have to come up, Cheesy Big right here.
We need a good team fight.
Doomsday
I've decided.
device activation in
They need a good
60
hold,
seconds.
is what they need. They can
Oh.
hold them off until
There
you
you
guys
go,
spawn.
Cyborg. I see you.
Defeated.
I see you, Cyborg. I see what you're up to. Oh!
Feral Embrace goes down. It's on M Cheesy though.
He got the
Cyborg's
kill.
going to pick up a kill.
Enemy
Oh, no.
was shut down.
Okay.
All right, so they had
Okay.
a staunch defense right there. They traded 2 for 1. They pushed them away from your base.
That was okay for us.
that was fantastic for you guys.
Are you serious? Ah. Crafty.
He's gonna swing the heck out of there.
All right. Okay. So I just want to clear these drones away from this area, away from our base. Try to get some momentum in the lanes.
Doomsday device activation in 10 seconds.
Oh, they might be going for the Doomsday device.
They might. You guys can actually try to contest that. I think that might not be the worst of plays, especially well, M Cheesy's down for what? Oh, that's 45 seconds. Wow, that's a long death timer. You guys definitely need to try to take this down quickly. And if not, you need to be able to bait them into a fight that you can win.
I don't
Is there a fight yet?
this
I think
is-
you're gonna have to tank this one up. Make sure you use that protection as well. Give yourself and Nightmare Batman a shield. You can actually back off and let Shazam tank it now. Alright, Doomsday device goes down.
Power relay unlocked.
Looks like they were a little bit busy in
Should
the
we get
bottom.
power
too.
relays? What do you, I'm gonna get this power relay.
Yeah, capture the power relay. We have the Doomsday device.
I feel like just a patient game right now is what'll win us it. Not overextending.
An enemy is dominating.
Get the power relays. Continue pushing the lanes. Apply pressure to all sides of the map, and kind of throw them off the game a little bit.
We captured a power relay.
Yeah, we're getting the top. Okay, and then we're gonna have the Doomsday device at the top as well as both of these power relays. So after this, I think we should push top.
Power relay.
Try to get some momentum on the top while M Cheesy at the bottom just focuses on not dying and poking that Gaslight Batman to death.
Gaslight Batman is not in the enemy fights. You guys can win a fight because Gaslight Batman is a primary source of their damage right now.
Power relay unlocked.
Okay.
Doomsday device
The enemy power relay is unlocked. Doomsday device is going to wind up firing soon. That Nightmare Batman's invisible. Keep our senses about us. Looks like that Flash. He's in the wrong neighborhood there. Blocking braces goes down.
I don't
Doomsday device
know.
on top of everything else. Nice
Where's
kill
that,
right there.
that Nightmare Batman?
Nightmare Batman, he pieced out to go to that power relay.
power
So Flash is, I guess, kind of running distraction right there to capture the power relay. But I
Ooh,
don't
that's
necessarily think the power relay is as beneficial as picking up kills right there.
Where'd he go?
All right, you got to be careful, though. Gaslight Batman's coming in from the top. Your Nightmare Batman went down. You have 2 tanks right here. You're the main deeps right here.
Uh-oh. That's
3
not
now
good.
pop up.
It's no good.
Keep them busy because M Cheesy is trying to kill the base.
Yeah. I tried. I just tried to stay alive as long as possible.
Now, this turret has regenerated Malavich HP, so I don't think M Cheesy is going to be able to finish this one
No.
quite off.
Is he fast enough to get out of there, though?
Cross the Joker Shuffle.
Uh,
Walk away from that
keep
one.
throwing your spells. Oh, the trap. Okay, he's
Trap
fine.
goes off. Oh! He didn't stand on it. Oh, MC's
he's
looking
dead.
bad now.
Okay, what am I buying? What do you think?
Oh, man. So,
Either the entropy or the
so entropy is going to give us will, health, and power armor. Max level, what is the passive coming out here from entropy?
I think I
I think we need just
I
regular
need basic
armor.
attack armor. Yeah.
Think we can go straight up there? There's it's
Ruby
not
of
that a lot.
Life? No.
Ruby of Life's not going to
What
give
gives
us
me
all
basic
straight
armor? There's
up.
got to be. Here we go. Attack armor.
Do we still have a suit of? Do we have a suit of sorrows?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh.
We haven't upgraded it all the way. There we go.
Well,
We
let's
got
do
level
that.
4 of that.
First of all. Second of all. What do you think?
Second of all, I think we need to go for the helmet, all right? Right across there from the suit of sorrows, all the way to the left, bottom of the next row, all the way
Here?
to the right,
Here?
all the way to the right of that
Over
row.
here? Here? Here?
It's all the way on the bottom right of the, of
Bottom
the left
right.
row of
So
the
this one?
No.
What are we looking at?
Go into health,
Health?
and you see there's 2 sections.
Yes.
It's oh, you're hovering over right there.
This one?
No,
This one?
it's the one that looks like a helmet.
This one?
I think we're alive now,
This
so we're
one?
not gonna be able to buy it.
This one? The Medusa mask?
No, we're
What?
not going for the
This
Medusa
one?
mask. We're going. It's under attack armor.
Attack armor. Right here?
You have health and
This
attack
one,
armor
right here?
selected.
Uh,
There you go.
this one.
Yes,
Oh, I don't have enough money.
the helm of fate.
Oh god. Oh god. Ah.
Well, we do have blocking bracers. Taunting the turret. Your death timers are pretty high, so this actually might be close for you guys. You do have a respawn on your side. Cheesy. Your turret went down, but you were able to pick up a kill right there onto their Batman Prime. Their death timers were huge.
Okay. Oh, but look at this. Oh, we're gonna win right here.
The drones are heroes right now.
They're all backing. They're gonna try to save that.
Yeah, they're trying to defend, but
So
you
should we
guys
get
need
power
to, you
relays
need to
or
have
what?
United push. You need to push.
Okay.
Power relays are done at this point. You had the power relays and let the drones get into the base. If you capture those power relays again, they're going to push through to your exposed power core. What you need to do is you need to try to push and end this. Now, Cheesy is going to work as the deeps. You're going to have to work as the tank. You don't necessarily have to go in. You need to keep Cheesy alive.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you can utilize that healing wave. You can utilize that lasso defensively. Save that meteorite for if someone wants to go in on him.
I'm just gonna stay here. I think. Where's the rest of the team?
Rest team's dead. They're still respawning. Those death timers are large. All you have to do here is keep your eyes open for Nightmare Batman. If Nightmare Batman goes on Cheesy, you immediately lasso him out of that feral embrace.
Yep.
So Cheesy can use that Joker
Oh,
shuffle.
sick.
Look at that, Mr. Punchy. All right, so keep your eyes on that Nightmare Batman. He is going to go invisible, but what Cheesy needs to do, Cheesy needs to try to hit that base. Save that lasso. Use it right now. It's going to cut him out of that feral embrace. Pop that healing wave.
Yep.
Pop
I
the
gotta
healing
get close
wave.
enough to him.
There we go. You still had that protect.
Ah.
Wasn't quite enough.
Okay. Well, I think.
And now that Flash is back up, I think you have to wait for members of your team. Nightmare Batman's coming up. It's going to be a 2v2. It's a tank and an assassin versus double assassin.
If I hit that, that would have been sick.
It's be kind of close.
Oh, now they're.
Flash is
gassing.
clearing top, so you guys might be able to pressure. Cyborg's coming in from the side, too. I think you have the numbers advantage right now. Ooh, landed right down on Flash. There's no turret to
I'm
try
out of
aggro
will.
from either.
I'm out of will.
They need to go for the base. They don't need to go for kills. Feral Embrace goes down. There's the blocking braces coming out. You guys got the lockup.
Yes, we win.
Picked up 2 kills right there.
So sick.
All right, power core goes down.
Yes.
Axeltoss going to win his game as well.
Oh, I was trying to make it exciting.
What a day in Coast City.
I was trying to make it exciting, man. Not the best, performance by Axeltoss, but you love those games that go to the very end, and that was the goal there.
Look at that. You had the least deaths on your team, most assists. You
Oh,
wound up being a little bit tankier. Not as much deeps as we might have liked, but
Yeah.
you were definitely the tank your team needed. You had Shazam. He also shared the same assists as you, but he died a little bit more. He was a little bit more haphazard when he was going in. And he actually did have the Helm of Despair for himself as well. So he was building more straight resistances, whereas we had resistances mixed with our health. So therefore we had more what we like to call effective HP,
Yes.
which is a combination of damage reduction plus the way the health is going to be calculated when taking damage. So You were actually a little bit tankier than he was, as you can see, beneficial from your health statistic compared to his. He also built a little more power-centric, so
He did,
actually
didn't
built a little bit of damage. So you kind of had 2 off tanks coming together. So in the end, when you decided to go for the fuller tank build, kind of worked out a little bit better for your team.
It's fun. A very fun game and a very fun day playing as Wonder Woman. And Tom, that leads us to tips of the day. We've both played our fair share of Wonder Woman. We had the chance to watch Axslav play some Wonder Woman with some feedback from Cardell Care. What do you think, man? Wonder Woman, give me your thoughts.
Well, Wonder Woman, she's definitely a tanky character. Another thing you have to keep in mind is she can also build some of that damage. So one of the things you definitely want to remember when you're playing Wonder Woman is what role do you serve for your team? Are you a melee attack damage champion? Are you an off tank? You can build a little bit of both like we did in your game. Or are you the sole initiator for your team and the main tank? And you have to build straight sturdy like I was doing.
Sure.
That's the first thing you really have to keep in mind. The second one is when you're doing that, you need to identify what your skill order is. Lasso scales off of 100% of your attack damage ratio.
Right.
So if you're going to be maybe an off tank, that might be a little bit better because you can get a little burst of damage in there. If you're building straight attack damage, the Amazonian prowess, getting the extra AoE, clearing out an entire fight after you wind up going in the middle of it, dealing so much damage, that could be a priority. Or if you're going to be going for the straight tank like I was, using that protection effectively to keep your teammates alive. And I think the third thing is going to be no matter where you go as Wonder Woman, either build you're going for, you need to travel in a group. You need to be with a buddy. You got to have a friend because even if you build straight attack damage, you have enough innate tankiness where maybe you'll be able to survive 1 or maybe even 2, but you're not going to be able to take on a group if they're roaming around on a map like Coast City. If they have a jungler in the urban waste, it's going to be very, very crucial that you have someone nearby so they aren't able to jump on you and shut you down. One thing is with Wonder Woman, you need to constantly stay attacking. You need to either kill them or sustain yourself through it, but when Nightmare Batman came into the fray, that Feral Embrace and locked you down, wasn't letting you taunt, wasn't letting you protect or anything, you got killed pretty often. So did I.
It happens a lot. I have nightmares about Nightmare Batman. I love the flexibility of Wonder Woman, how you can pick this character and you can kind of decide as the game goes along where you want to go. Also, if you're in a team with 4 buddies, right, and you can kind of plan which direction you want to go. You can kind of select, okay, I want to go pure tank, okay, I want to go hybrid, I want to go pure attack. You can kind of coordinate with your team. It's a little bit harder to do when you're just queuing up with and playing with anyone because you kind of have to build based on what your teammates are doing. Something else I love with Wonder Woman is utilizing that meteor, getting that stun. Hitting that is fantastic. It's a long range, so it's a big, it's a skill shot. That's essentially what it is. And when you hit it, it feels great. It's a lot of fun to do. It takes a lot of skill. And then following it up with your Q, following up with that lasso, that's something that's extremely beneficial as well. Of course, you can either try to protect teammates using that. You can protect yourself if you're trying to retreat. Throw that meteor behind you. I tried that a couple times. Try to stun the people following me, but it takes a little bit of time to pick that meteor up. So I'm a little bit uncertain on whether that's good or not. But Wonder Woman, ton of fun.
And the thing is too, having super strength, since it is Wonder Woman's kind of good, it's her named stolen power.
Yep.
So by picking up Wonder Woman's super strength, you have the extra range. So all the things that we were doing with it were only capable on Wonder Woman because you had to get closer if you were on Batman or Joker or any of the other characters in Infinite Crisis. So make sure you guys are identifying when you go onto the battlefield with these guys.
Right.
Make sure that the superpowers or the stolen powers are suited for you. I call them superpowers when they're yours, because Wonder Woman's not stealing her own strength.
Yeah.
That's her superpower. But she's stealing the Flash's super speed or something like that. So I'm gonna change that around. I'm gonna talk to Cardell. He's a creative guy.
He is.
See,
He'll listen. He'll listen
put that in. There's like, that's a superpower. I like that one. I like that one.
That's
but
awesome.
Wonder Woman, definitely a lot of fun. Whether you're gonna be on Gotham Heights or you're gonna be on Coast City, make sure you try her out. I actually want to try her as a jungler in the Urban Wastes. I think that the Amazonian prowess at that cleave damage could be very effective. Only problem is Urban Wastes don't necessarily get as much experience as you do in lane. However, we were both in tri-lane situations, so our experience bars weren't exactly that high to begin with.
That's true. What a fun day. Wonder Woman, awesome character. Definitely try out the champion, Infinite Crisis. Awesome game. And if you're looking for a beta key, all you have to do is tweet at MLG. Give us your question relating to Infinite Crisis, and we'll send a beta key in your direction. That being said, that's going to conclude it for this week. Next week, who do we got?
Next week, I think we got the Green Lantern. A little birdie's telling me.
The green guy.
If you like dropping anvils, planes, chains, and more, you want to tune in for that. He's a blaster master.
Green Lantern coming up next week, guys. Definitely tune into that. And remember, subscribe on YouTube. Hit us up with a like, maybe even a comment. You can also tweet at us personally. I'm at Axeltoss. You are?
I'm at Optimus Tom.
Logically, guys. We'll see you next week with Green Lantern.